What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Thursday night. Tony Tone, what's the deal, bro?
Well, there's a lot of shit going on, so I think we'd be falling asleep here at the Dragon if we didn't throw a chat up this Thursday with all the shit going on.
Right.
So we're gonna try to get a panel in here and get some serious talk about these crashes yesterday. We're gonna talk about the Chinese stock market fucking up. A whole bunch of shit. Coincidentally, they're playing it off. The IMF talking about going away from the dollar as early as October and switching to Chinese currency.
What about my country? My boys in Greece.
Well, there's a lot of people giving Greece props who are like, against the bankers, but everybody who's in fucking pretend land, they're slamming Greece and talking about how Greece is a bunch of lazy fucks and...
Yeah, lazy. I ain't never hear that.
That's what they're saying.
I ain't never seen a lazy Greek man, ever.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying that the Greeks are fucking, they want fucking month-long vacations or some shit. They were basically saying that the Greeks want a whole bunch of subsidies and they're lazy and they fucking nobody wants to work and that's what all you got, all the right wing and all the conservatives. That's how they're talking.
They're just mad because we're gonna change. We're gonna go back to the old currency. Russia and China are already gonna bail us out. Just like Smurf said, that stupid ass proposal that they got,
I was in Greece in 2003 when they just started switching over to the euro.
To the euro from the drachma, yeah.
Yeah, I was out there and they had started switching. Well, I was all in the Med and everybody was switching over to the euro.
Mm-hmm.
And like the euro was just a little bit. It was worth a little bit more than the dollar. Now it's like. I think it's like $1.50 or some shit like now to the dollar.
Yeah. Let me see. We got Brother Lewis on here. Lewis, you with us, brother?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Lewis. Bro? Thank you for hanging. We got Saints and Sappers on here.
What's up, Lewis? We need to get some money guys in here.
I know I was watching, what's the guy's name? Nigel Powers over in England from the Libertarian Party. He told that guy that's over Greece, he said, your people need you, man. Get back over there. Y'all pick your money up and get out of this crazy market that you're in. And,
right.
You people need leadership. I mean, he encouraged the guy. I wanted to stand up and clap my damn hands.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize, like, it's basically a bunch of rich fucking banker fucks that are basically pulling the strings on all this shit. These motherfuckers got so much money they don't know what to do with themselves, you know what I mean? And
exactly.
It's all fake because, you know what I mean? Like, what's behind does anybody know what's behind the U.S. dollar? I mean, it used to be gold and silver, but you know what's behind the U.S. dollar now, right? It's fucking petroleum, is fucking petrodollar, So the world is talking about going away from that currency. I mean, if they go away from the dollar, I don't see our government being cool with that. And shit is starting to make a lot more sense now, I think. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. If China's shit is fucked up and, they want to collect on us, I mean, I don't know. There's a million ways I could think about it, but it's starting to make more sense why we're positioning ourselves around the fucking world, getting ready. Basically, I think, in case anybody tries to threaten that petrodollar,
Well, the BRICS Bank is doing it. The BRICS Bank, they're really fighting to keep that little conglomeration on the other side of the world from gathering together, and the petrodollar's about beat down because, Saudi Arabia came out and said they are not going to raise oil prices. I mean, unless it's what they call it, a dead cat bounce, where it goes up a little bit and then the bottom falls back out. But I think right now there's probably an excess of oil. They talking about prices of gas in another year going down more.
I mean, that would be cool, but these same bankers own all the big fucking oil companies. And
Right, right.
Even if Saudi Arabia says one thing, these motherfuckers over here, they got the prices inflated as it is because Saudi Arabia hasn't said anything different from when we dropped down to $2, and here we are, we're stuck at $3, right around $3 again. So, and nothing's changed. I mean, production is still way up and everything like that, but these motherfuckers can't have us paying $2 a gallon. Our government can't. These bank fucks, they can't do that. I don't know why.
Well, hey, it just went down here again. It's $2.40 a gallon.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we're at 255 here in Iowa, but that's even added on a 10-cent gas tax increase. They go, oh, the gas prices are down. We'll just jack them back up with gas tax.
Hey, congratulations, James. Iowa got the most American state out of all 50 to live in. Alabama got number 4.
I don't know, I guess it depends on what you're looking for. If you don't like cold and snow, then that takes that off the list.
Well, their criteria was amount of guns, the amount of gold medal winners, how many bald eagles. I mean, there's a bunch of goofy stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty good on concealed carry. It's almost 10% of everybody. The entire population's got a concealed carry. So Tony was kind of leading the charge here on the topics. I don't know what you're working on right now.
All right, well,
oh, he went over them. Go over them again, Tony.
Well, just dive right in. What do you?
All much shit. I was trying to have a fucking list to write all this shit down because I got so much local shit here, and then there's so much shit. But first, I think we can get on. What do you guys think about this? All these simultaneous crashes yesterday, and I'm just saying, there's a lot of funny shit getting ready to. I mean, there's a bunch of funny shit happening right before we're getting ready for Jade Helm.
Yeah, the stock market thingy. It was diving in China, and then I don't know. I wonder if a bunch of people in the American exchange was fucking selling their shares or something, and they put a stop to it. Maybe.
That's what Harry Dent said yesterday. He said they did it to keep American market from falling.
Yeah, because any little panic, any little fucking thing will set this thing off.
Hillary's got diarrhea. Oh, the market crashes, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, market had a slight gain today, 33 on the Dow Jones. It was better than that at lunchtime, though.
This is how they're rolling around here. Oh, shit. That's on me.
Jade Helm getting underway.
There we go. See, I didn't even post this video up yet. Oh, well.
60s.
Oh,
Jade Helm getting underway, folks.
This is how they roll right here. This is right here next to the strip.
These 60s flying over near the strip.
Super low.
Low information.
All the time, dude. I mean, it's funny because I'm on the freeways all day, so I see them all come and go. But everything that's like, what was it? It was Delta. It was the Wall Street Journal and the stock market, right? And then the Chinese economy is all fucked up, or stock market is all fucked up too, right? All in the same day.
Yeah, and then I think China put restrictions on the major shareholders. They were asking them not to sell their shares to go to. So.
yeah, but how long do y'all think that's gonna? How long do you really think China's gonna be?
What they tell them? 6 months. That no sales for 6 months in China.
That's the major stockholders. The smaller ones can trade, but
So they're gonna get stuck with it when it bellies up.
I just know there's a bunch of shit cooking. and I mean, it's starting to make a little bit more sense. Oh, and you got here's just for example, before I forget this, you got them testing a nuke or a fake nuke a couple days ago or whatever here in Nevada, and this morning they announced, I guess the EPA is moving there's only like 1 or 2 radiological mobile monitoring stations in the whole U.S. and one of them is here for obvious reasons. So they're moving it to Alabama. Actually, they're talking about it on the news today. They're moving it to Alabama. So they tested this fake nuke yesterday, and they're moving like this mobile nuclear detection unit. Basically, they're moving it from here to Alabama, and I guess it serves like the West Coast. It serves Cali and Nevada and like the surrounding area and such, and they're moving it to Alabama, and everybody's like, why the fuck are you doing that? And then the parks and Hoover Dam and recreation and all that, they're buying a bunch of hollow points over here. It's getting weird over here.
Damn.
You know, the tunnels, they hired a contracting company called Double Barrel something to go clean all the people out of these tunnels.
Okay, where are the people supposed to go?
Yeah, that's what my question was. Where are they going?
FEMA camp? FEMA camp?
That's the coolest place in the city during summer.
Where are they supposed to go, Tim?
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do with them. All I know is the weird shit that's built out here, the shit, because I drive around a lot more than most motherfuckers. I drive like 300 miles a day here in the city. Sometimes I go out of the city, but most of the time it's here in the city. And the amount of weird shit I see, I'm talking about the hugest holes you ever seen in your life in the ground. You know what I mean? To buildings that look like they're prisons, but they're unmarked. To fucking big, huge warehouses that are unmarked. I mean, massive fucking, and they're walled and they look like a prison. I mean, if you drove up to it and it had a sign that said prison on it, you wouldn't be that surprised. You know what I mean? So I see a lot of weird shit, and I see military all day long, every day, every part of the town.
Well, they said the Jade Helm fucking the whatchamacallit, they're not allowing media or anything like that during their operation.
Mm-hmm.
Which you already knew that.
Yeah.
Why would they let them come in?
Well, if they're preparing to defend against an onslaught or an invasion, obviously you don't want to give away all your secrets.
They're preparing for World War III. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, but who's it with? Is it with us?
Oh yeah.
If you think about it, and I mean, if we talk about, oh, it's not really Obama, then we digress. But let's just say by the actions that Obama takes, whether he's actually in charge or he's not, regardless, he's the mouthpiece, so it's easy to point your finger at him. So
Right.
the actions that Obama takes and the remarks that he makes and the statements he makes and all that kind of stuff that he makes, says, and does is all to is at a detriment to the country. It's nothing further. Anything he has done has furthered or made anything better in this country. Everything has been like blatant, out in the front sabotage.
What about the gun laws?
Which ones?
Hold on one second.
Gun laws?
Hold on one second.
What are we holding on for?
Let's see, the chat was really slow there on the YouTube side, but I see there's a couple comments popped up now. Political, of course, he just came in with us.
I sent Don a link. Don should be in here. I sent Don a link if whoever's listening. Don, Smurf, JJ, Mule, HDP, Mule. They all got links. MMP, 10 round. Everybody got links. Did Don show up? Because I can't see the screen.
Yeah, politically incorrect's with us.
What's up, brother Don? Don can give us a fucking spin on this.
Okay, so yeah, where were we though? We
We're fucking Jade Helm
Vegas stuff.
activity.
Oh, okay, yeah. So if I let my wildest imagination just run or whatever, out here they're fucking, I'm telling you right now, they literally have the whole city ripped up to put those tunnels that I walk in, to put in those tunnels. And yeah, they're supposed to be finishing or whatever the whole master plan to whatever the fuck they're building under there. All of a sudden, just in like the last 4 or 5 months or however long it's been, it hasn't been that long, they're in a rush to rip up the whole city and make sure those things are under there.
Yeah, they
At the same
expecting flash flood or something.
Well, huh? No, we haven't been.
Expecting serious flash flood. I don't know.
You see what Don put on the side.
We've been getting a lot more rain, but we haven't been getting anything epic to where like it's all at one time and we're underwater. Like no, but we've been getting more rain than. But they, like I said, they hired this contracting company. I'll have to find it in here, and they're paying them like $100,000 to go through the whole tunnel system and clear all the homeless people out.
No shit.
And you're talking about
They'll just come back.
Yeah, but you're talking about hundreds and hundreds of miles of tunnels that nobody has the plans for except for the city. I don't know. I'm just saying, like if you think about how they're gonna get dissidents out of the public eye, they swing in at night. They fucking round motherfuckers up in paddy wagons. Nobody knows. I mean, besides hearing probably some gunshots go off if anybody does fight back, round your ass up in a body bag or in chains. You know what I'm saying? Take you to the rally point, which these little fucking tunnels are every fucking where you could just walk in and then you're gone. You know what I mean? To wherever the fuck they're gonna go. I'm just saying, man. If I'm being crazy.
Are they installing surveillance equipment inside the tunnels? Cameras and shit?
I don't know about that, but maybe that's something that this company might be doing. I know that they're getting weird with all the surveillance shit they're putting around town.
Well, if they're going to spend time to run people out of them, they're going to go in behind them and secure them, whether they put some kind of bars over the exits or the exhaust on them to keep people from going in. Once they get everybody herded out, they know they're going to run right back in, so they're probably planning on sealing them up pretty tight.
Comment. It would be one of the, I think, Nat Geo or History Channel did a documentary on those tunnels under there. I don't know, it's probably been about 5 or 6 years ago.
But all of a sudden, you know what I mean? All of a sudden.
They've done sweep. They've tried to sweep them out before, but the people always wind up going back.
I've lived here a long fucking time, and I've never heard of them going out there to clean them out. The only time they go out there and they make people get out of the tunnels is New Year's under the strip. They don't even go under the whole city. They just go underneath the strip and they chase everybody out New Year's Eve for like terrorist reasons or whatever,
Well, like Dave said, it makes sense for them to go back. I mean, where else are they going to go? It makes sense.
Especially out there in that hot desert. Yeah, I'd rather be in that tunnel than in a.
They're way cooler. I've went down there, and it's way, way cooler.
Well, that's what he's saying. It makes all the sense.
They may be cleaning them out for a new occupant moving in. That's usually what happens when you move somebody out, clean it up, you get ready to move somebody else in.
I don't know about a storm drain for a permanent occupancy.
But so they're going to be moving troops around. One way to do it is sort of like the Underground Expressway.
Well, believe it or not, they teach subterranean recon in big cities where you go in through the sewers. Been doing it for years.
Coming to get you, Tony. They're coming to get you.
Right? I can't even find the story. I'm trying to find the story so I can share it.
They're coming for all of us.
What do they do in Afghanistan to clear out cave systems? They use those other fuel air mixture explosives or something like that?
Well, believe it or not, maybe the government's just telling the truth of what they're doing under there.
Well, as far as civil engineering goes, yeah, it makes sense to improve the infrastructure to displace the water, but you always wonder, though.
Yeah, they're paying them $117,000. It says Nevada Department of Transportation has spent $117,000 to clear out the storm drains and culverts.
They're just cleaning them then.
Yeah, wait a minute. I got
very much
one
money.
thing to say about that.
The company's called Double Barrel Environmental Services.
All right, Tony. When the government pays any contractor only $170,000, it's not for doing very much. And probably a couple of Mexicans going to go under there with push brooms.
Yeah, sweeping the floor. That's what I was going to say.
170. Now, if it's 170 million, yeah, that sounds more like government spending. But 170,000.
Well, for me, I'm just putting shit together. I'm just saying if they spend some money to chase some motherfuckers out, and they're putting up all these new tunnels at a feverish pitch all of a sudden, I'm telling you, dude, there's streets that don't even fucking connect no more because they got the whole intersection ripped up. You know, like you got grocery stores that have been. I've lived here forever in the busiest parts of town, and it's just a fucking abandoned, fucking boarded up or locked up fucking ex-grocery store in a place where there's always been a grocery store. And I know for a fact that one of the biggest buildings over on the east side of town, because when I did the first tunnel, people, I did a video and I talked to the lady that lived down there for some months, and she told me that the tunnels went to this particular building. It's a huge building. Anyways, the cops and everybody's always over there resealing this building up because supposedly the homeless found a way to go from the tunnel into the building and come and go as they want. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is, with as much tunnels as under this city, I don't know. They take you to an ex-grocery store. That's the depot. Round everybody up and then send you through the tunnels to the prison on the other side of town. You know? And if you don't like it, they'll shoot your ass under the city.
Out of sight, out of mind.
So, where are they manufacturing the tunnel sections? I'm assuming there's a concrete plant and a production facility where they're actually making them. They're close by. They wouldn't truck them in from very far away.
Yeah, I'll Google that too. I'll link this story first before we get out of here. And then if somebody wants to put that on the outside, because I don't know how we post shit on the inside. I want to say it's
how tall are them fuckers when you go in there? How tall are the ceilings? Are they like 10 feet or something? Or?
This company, or this is here in the city. This company that's says it's a Australian headquartered multinational building product. Is that the same place? I don't know. Let's see.
That's pitiful. We can't even build our own tunnels.
Well, no, they're made on site here, but I think the company that owns it is Australian based.
Which is pretty cool. It doesn't sound like it takes that much to make them. I mean, you fucking just dig a fucking trench and put down some base rock and you drop in a precast and bury it, you know?
Yeah, and the thing is, the only reason I remember it because I see these tunnel sections around town. There it is right there. I see these tunnels laying all over the fucking city, and I'm telling you, they got the whole city. I'm stuck in traffic all fucking day around these fucking things. But concrete box, they got that on there. Contact your local representative for a concrete box.
I don't know, man. I'm looking. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's probably not. I'm just you know, like I said before I started going down that direction, I said if I let my imagination run a little wild, I just know that there's a whole bunch of funny shit that I can't put the pieces together going on out here. So, you know, I think of it multiple ways. But what does anybody think about this manufactured bullshit yesterday? Any money guys in here?
Which one? Oh, that was the day before yesterday, wasn't it? Where the stock market shut down? Good.
Yesterday.
Stock market, one of the airlines, Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, they said Wall Street Journal goes down all the time because they're just poor IT people, and the United Airlines had something to do with merging their reservation system with the company that bought out or wherever the fuck it is, and the Wall Street thinking, I think that was linked to probably deliberately stop trading because China's stocks are having problems.
All on the same day, though. Come on.
Yeah, well, it could have been a hack attack.
Well, that's what somebody else said. That's what somebody else said. They were wondering why they didn't jump up and down and say it was a cyber attack to put another card in their deck.
False flag.
Well,
They
that
may
was
play that later. They may play that card later.
Yeah, but it was just a glitch.
I don't know why they don't anyways, because they claim China's behind all this bullshit anyways. They've all these fucking government workers and shit getting their shit hacked, and it's fucking China.
Well, you got to realize that we have a direct consequences on China's market. We really drive China's market, and they know we're manipulating their markets to do what's going on now. It has to do with the BRICS Bank and all that stuff. There's a financial war going on right now in between these countries.
Yeah, just like what they did with Gaddafi and all the other countries that tried to be independent of IMF, Federal Reserve.
I read that.
That's how they roll.
This has all been foretold years ago. It just seems like it's coming true. That's all.
Yeah, there's a bunch of. I mean, I don't know. We're crazy. You guys see that? You see that new series on MTV where the white privilege show where they make people cry for fucking being white.
I'd like to see him try that on me.
Yeah, they got some fucking little bitch ass fucking kid on there and shit, asking them stupid ass questions. He's on there crying and shit. Fucking, somebody needs to beat the shit out of that kid.
Divide and conquer.
They can hate on me. I ain't ashamed.
There's an agenda at foot there that a lot of people don't understand. And it's really about the destruction of European people and Western civilization. That's what I see.
By the Persians.
I guess nobody wants to hear what I think again.
Go ahead, Dave.
It's the end of the age of the Gentile.
Of the reptile.
Gentile. The Gentiles. The exact thing that Jesus spoke about when we approach the end time.
Well, who are the Gentiles? That the Jewish white people or what?
Anybody that's not a Jew.
Yeah, pretty much anybody not Jew that believes that you know.
Now we're talking about people who practice Judaism or the people that are the bloodline.
Beats me.
Yeah.
I have all the answers. I just know what I read. That's all.
That's a good question because I don't know that one either. I don't understand.
Hang on a minute. As soon as I get through with this thing I'm doing right now, I'll get you the verse and you can look at it yourself.
I mean, there's some of them that claim they're a race, and some of them claim they're a religion. That's a really hard question. I don't know, and I actually study them. So.
I think
Yeah, and like I like the suggested videos they got on the YouTube on the side here. It's like Green Dragon Tavern chats. What the fuck? The never-ending bullshit. Fear, fear, fear is one of them. Are we paranoid, or are they really out to get us? That's funny. End times, e-bagging, and all kinds of crap. I don't know how they select the suggested videos.
Well, somebody wrote that as a comment.
No. The little videos below the chat window thingy off to the side there. It
Oh,
says suggested videos for you to watch.
yeah. That's funny.
So the never-ending bullshit. Fear, fear. Yep. That's.
For me though, like I don't know, shit is changing, man. It's like
There
I
is
don't know about,
there is a lot of fear porn out there. I mean, a lot.
yeah, but I'm saying I think if you live in the city, I think you're seeing shit like on steroids. I mean, I don't know. I see and I hear some of the stuff people tell me from living out in the country, and it's just like it's a total military police state out here in the city, straight up.
I'm not seeing that here. I'm in Charleston, West Virginia, Columbus, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Louisville, Kentucky, Ashland, Kentucky, Cincinnati, Ohio, and this is, I would say, I'm hitting probably 3 of those cities a week.
Yeah, dude, out here it's like soldiers on the street, basically. You got fucking units running around and shit, snatching motherfuckers off the street in unmarked cars. I mean, we're not even talking about like back in the day where they had a fleet of fucking Crown Vics that just didn't have lights on them. We're talking fucking old cars, new cars, any which way, just straight scandalous fucking shit. Besides, I mean, not even thinking about the amount of money that these motherfuckers are getting and wasting on, undercover fucking Jaguars and whatever. You see them in the fucking Super Duties, the fucking 350s. You know how much a 350 costs? A F-350 Super Duty?
Well, it's forfeited.
They say they're getting those confiscated.
Yeah, they're forfeited. They stole them from somebody.
No, fuck no. Oh, maybe those undercover cars, but not the Super Duties, not the 350s. Those are brand new. Those are 60,000 and up, brand new. The ones rolling around with the camper shells on it, the ones that I've showed in my videos. I don't know if anybody watches my police state videos, but dude, those are the Super Duties they're driving around out here in are brand fucking new. You're talking 60,000 at least.
Yeah, well, our police department here just got a whole. I guess they're getting rid of the old style police cars and going into mini SUVs or something like that.
Also, there's like the Explorer or whatever.
Yeah, they don't even look like squad cars anymore. They're like little SUVs.
Well, they use Explorers out here. That's what they went with out here. The brand new Explorers.
I just drove by the police station and seen a whole fleet of them just lined up there. They're all black.
A fucking waste of money, dude. I mean, these fucking idiots could do their fucking Judge Dredd assassin job the same in a fucking Kia Sophia. You know what I mean? Instead, these motherfuckers gotta have the most expensive shit. Not to mention, I know because I'm at the dealers all day, those cars, they sit in the shop for weeks undergoing changes. You know what I mean? Like they'll buy the stock model, and those cars are in the body shop and in and out of the shop for like a month, maybe more, while they're doing each one, from painting the stupid fucking doors different colors and all that to all the upgrades they put on it. So you're talking another, you know what I mean? You buy a Ford Explorer, which is like baseline is like $40,000, I believe, for the fucking Explorers, the brand new ones. Then you're gonna add another probably $10,000 in gear on each one. So, you're running around.
That's lowballing. 10,000. Those new strobe lights, those new strobe light bars they put on top of it, the lighting kits are $10,000.
Well, there you go.
I was going to say another $20,000 or $30,000 time they put all the electronics on it.
Yeah, they want to talk about how they don't have any money, they need to hire more officers, this, that, and the other. When they fucking they put their money in fucking $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 vehicles for each of them. Like, come on. I mean, we out here they have a whole fleet. You never see the same one twice. You might see the same color, but you never see the same one twice out here. Those F-350 Super Duties. They got the big camper on it with no windows on the camper shell. I mean, they stand out a mile a fucking way. It almost looks like a big dog catcher fucking truck almost, you know?
9 miles to a gallon.
Yeah,
If
we
they're
ain't
lucky.
even went there yet, right? But those are the vehicles that they're snatching people off of the streets. I see them like I'm on the street way more than the average person, so I think that I just see more than you know. And if people knew what was going on, like I try to film as much as I can, but it's not even enough. It's not even the tip of the iceberg. I mean, the Air Force Base here is so fucking busy. It's insane. C-17s all day long in and out of there.
B-17.
C-17s. The big.
I ain't seen one of them since World War II.
What, a C-17?
Oh, I thought you said B-17.
No, C-17.
B-17, that's ancient.
The Globemaster.
Yeah, the Globemaster.
Yeah, the Boeing Globemaster. Google it if you guys don't know what it is. I know everybody on the panel probably familiar.
Guess what I found by accident? I was messing around on Google Earth, and I was looking at the Albany, Texas radar, and it said it was at an Air Force base. So I went to look at the Air Force base on Google Earth. That's where they keep all the Lancers, B-1B Lancers at. Well, not all of them, but there's like about 20 or 30 of them there. So that's a nuclear-capable base right there, right outside of Albany, Texas.
They probably have nuclear arms there too.
Oh, there's no doubt they have them. They got the Lancers there. Yeah, the Lancers are nuclear-capable aircraft.
You're talking about the,
How far do you think these motherfuckers are willing to go? Because we're playing this Cold War bullshit again, and it's like a lot of it's huff and puff. But I mean, the world don't have no chance. I mean, the world doesn't have any other choice but to react to the dumb, like provocative bullshit we're doing. I mean, what do you do when you fucking pull up on somebody's fucking neighborhood and fucking post like you're gonna do a drive-by, basically?
We're gonna have a few hours warning because that scenario is being played out by NATO right now.
You ain't, if they launch nukes, you ain't gonna have no couple hours. You're gonna have 15 minutes tops.
Now, NATO, it'll start out as a limited tactical nuclear exchange on the border, or Russia will EMP the shit out of Germany or something like that, and then it might escalate from there. So we'll read about news. Oh, Russia just EMP'd all of Europe, and they're without power. So Russia Germany or whatever, Britain just.
The problem is that the world has to react to the dumb shit we're doing.
Then by then, then Russia will up it one more and shoot one over here at us because they're using our equipment.
The world reacts to whatever the news puts out.
Well, Fox News just turned to the Fox fear-mongering channel.
Yeah, that's what people react to. They push the propaganda. They push the agenda. Really, a lot of the issues we talk about, even in these chats, are pushed by mainstream media. They manipulate most of it.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Fox News is a fucking joke. I mean, they're all the stations are a joke, but I think it's funny because Fox, they think their shit don't stink, and like they're the biggest fucking naive dumb fucks of all,
Well, I don't know. They still got a couple of good. They still got the judge on there. He's a pretty cool guy.
I mean, it seems like they're way more well-intentioned, at least. I mean, not with everything they talk about, but it's not like CNN where it's just like fucking dude. CNN is a welfare check. CNN is standing in line at the welfare office. I know because I stood in that line before.
I got one better than that. MSNBC, Obama Vision.
Dude, that's fucking. I mean, that right there is terrible. To think that Al Sharpton ever got a bigger platform than where he was before Obama came into office, that is insane. I mean, to me, we were talking the other night about people stepping on the flag, and I was talking about it's treason. It's not about the First Amendment or anything, and that you should be executed for treason. A lot of people were against that. You know what I mean? But I mean, if you're talking about back in the days when shit mattered, that's a reason. But I mean, people like Al Sharpton, like fucking dude, he's a divisive, treasonous piece of scum. I mean, anybody who's willing to try to turn Americans against Americans is you know what I mean? That's sabotage.
Well, that's happened. That little part of it's all happened throughout history. There's always been an instigator in the mix. Even in the Revolutionary War, there were a lot of people that were mugwumps. You know what a mugwump is, don't you?
No.
That's from your history book. You failed history, folks. A mugwump is a person that got their mug on one side of the fence and their womp on the other. That was a Revolutionary War term for people that were neutral. They didn't want to get involved. They just wanted to ride through the thing.
Say again, Dave. What was that? Say again. Say that statement again.
People that did not want to get involved. In other words, in the Revolutionary War, there were a lot of people that would not get involved until they found out who was going to win.
Right. What'd you say they called them?
Mugwumps. You know your mug. You got your mug on one side and your womp, which is your ass, on the other side of the fence. You're straddling the fence.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying.
Okay, when did this country begin?
Officially? Initially?
Yeah, officially.
1776.
1788, June 7th. That's when the Constitution was adopted and went into effect.
Say it again.
1788.
Oh, 12 years later, you're saying?
Mm-hmm. We declared our independence in 1776. That was a declaration that the Constitution of the United States was adopted and signed off and everything 1788. George Washington took his inaugural address on April 30th. You know where he took his inaugural address? In front of St. Paul's Cathedral, which was at that time the church grounds are now ground zero for the World Trade Center. That's where he took his inaugural address.
To the Indians? Wasn't it all Indians then? No, it was the Dutch.
No, not in 1788. That was the beginning of the United States, our country, the first capital.
Who was living? Who was living in that site at the time? It wasn't even the Irish or anything then, was it?
It was New York City, the beginnings of New York City. Of course.
Oh, that was still way back, like.
Yeah, it was 3-4 story buildings.
Well, I guess it would be Manhattan, I guess.
Yeah, that was
when Manhattan was when it was incorporated into.
Look at the church at Ground Zero. You know the church that didn't get a scratch on it. Right in its front yard. That whole front yard area used to be church grounds. That's where President George Washington made his inaugural address.
As the first president.
Yes, that's where our country was country. I'm echoing bad. Who's that? Who am I echoing? That's one of the.
Why did he pick there, though? I mean, why would he pick there?
Because that was the capital. Okay, now I'm not echoing. Who is that?
I don't know. Somebody sounded bad.
I just muted who was doing the green bars. Because there's two people that show up as Green Dragons. So I don't know who in the hell it was.
Tony and G.
Well,
Or somebody else.
You to me, it wasn't me. Anyways.
audio. Yep, that's you.
What's wrong with my audio?
I don't know. You just hit F5.
Yeah, there you go. Refresh. Yeah, my wife was I just checked in with my wife, and she was checking out this video about how to make those Chinese lantern thingies. And that was the reason she was investigating it, because somehow one of those Chinese lanterns landed on somebody's horse, and all that hot wax burned the living shit out of a fucking horse. It's weird.
Well, I imagine that horse got out of Dodge real quick, didn't it?
Yeah, well, I saw the picture of the horse. It's all down his neck. Down one side was just all fucking scarred up from wax. Somebody must have fucked up how they made the lantern, because they're supposed to burn up before they descend.
It must be something other than just plain wax.
Yeah, the video showed them how to fold the paper and everything, and then it's like a double paper towel that's just saturated with wax. And you just light that sucker on fire, and then I guess it's supposed to last long enough to get your flight time out of it. But isn't that what they did that shit with Japan? I think in Japan was even trying to do it to us, just having fucking burning things fucking floating into town and landing on houses and shit, you know?
We did that to them with bats. We tried to get turn bats loose so they would hide in the grass huts and stuff, and then at night or during the daytime, and then they would ignite on fire. That's a true World War II story. There's nobody as sick as our own government when it comes to killing people.
Well, that's actually I was going to say about them clearing out those tunnels in Vegas. Well, they just pump some more carbon monoxide through there, and they'll take care of it.
Yeah, it's a heavy gas. It'll stay down.
Well, the police are talking about using sleeping gas at protest rallies. Just make all the protesters fall asleep, and then they'll come in with a vacuum truck and just suck them all up, and then they just drop them all off at the processing center.
Yeah, Soylent Green. Remember that movie?
I'm sure I'm sure they're talking about it.
I think I was listening to one show, and some woman, I think it was a woman, was having a thing about her dream, and after the nuclear war, at the government camps, they were processing people for food.
Oh, wonderful.
Soylent Green.
Yeah, the elitists are sitting there, in their Ivy towers, and oh yeah, we got Soylent Green tonight.
Don't you know they're gonna love to eat me? There's a lot of fat on me.
Didn't Hitler wear shoes made out of human skin or some shit like that?
No, I think that was his buddy Himmler. But it might have been Hitler.
Yeah, one of them had a chair or something covered in human skin, or supposedly.
They found the lamp. They found the lamp that made it.
That's all freaking proven propaganda.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get back in, man. That shit was fucking pissing me off.
What was happening, man?
It wouldn't let me back in. It was just sending me in a blank room. That's what it does to me on my phone when I try to get in on air.
Yeah, getting you ready for isolation. You're being isolated from everybody, yeah.
Dude, they're gonna fucking do something.
You know that they tried that. You was talking about that knockout gas in the drones. They tried that gas several years ago in Russia, and it killed a bunch of people.
Oh,
yeah. You remember that?
There's a theater that was the Chechen rebels were holding hostages. They figured they just put everybody to sleep, but they kind of overdosed it a little bit.
Yeah, it killed about, there wasn't just a few survivors out of it.
Whoops.
Who mixed up that batch?
You know what's crazy?
1 liter, not 1 gallon.
It's crazy though, because like the Russians are like the old us, because they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, no, they don't really give a fuck. They don't got a BPC and shit.
What I understand about the Russians is they're not going to go in it to come in second place. I think they'll pull everything out of the hat.
We'll find out here in just a little while.
Couple of days.
Well, can we guess what the false flag will be that'll actually like kick it off? I mean, Lusitania, I don't know, is it Bay of Pigs, Pearl Harbor.
It'd be NATO if it's a war thing. Somebody, they're already buzzing our ships, and our planes are buzzing their ships, and somebody will shoot somebody down.
I wouldn't doubt if our government makes an agreement with China to fight in the South China Sea.
It's more like Russia making an agreement with China.
Yeah, I'd see that more likely. BRICS against the IMF.
What do you think China got so butthurt about that second Red Dawn movie? I mean, they're the ones that, when they made the second Red Dawn, it was originally China that was invading us, and they got so butthurt over it, they had to change it to North Korea.
Yeah, like that was realistic.
Yeah.
I guess they would have came over in rowboats.
Somehow the shipping container thingy, just if you could survive in those things for the sea voyage. It's like,
Oh, they
So
have
they-
those for air conditioning, and that's actual could happen.
Yeah, well, we got our military scattered all over the world. We ain't got nothing here but a bunch of gun-toting rednecks. And what can we do?
yep, there's a guy behind every blade of grass, though.
Against a organized, trained army, it would be like the Marine Corps taking on a marching band.
Oh, well, if the Marine Corps or the marching band would drop off a Javelin missile at my front yard, I'll take out one of their tanks. They're pretty idiot-proof. Anybody can operate one of those.
Point in this direction.
Not America anymore.
Yeah,
but
point in this direction. Point the little red square on the thing. When the red square turns green, pull trigger.
Let's see. John Gacy out there is talking about he saw BP had F-250 diesels. Well, how difficult is it to contaminate a diesel tank? And injectors probably don't like particles that are larger than the injector size.
Put water in it.
Yeah, just make it so it won't combust.
It'll float the diesel fuel that's in it.
What about plastic microbeads?
I don't know if they might float.
You know, if you get a density that's similar to that of the fuel, then so they get sucked right into the injectors and injector service that you're paying.
It's filled up with water is what I would do, because the tank, the tank sucks off the bottom anyway. So
so that makes sense.
You instantly get them like that.
Hey, the organized, big fancy armies. How well did that work out in Vietnam and Afghanistan for Russia and the United States?
hey, I got a name. I want to throw a name out there, and then I just want everybody to sound off. Let me know what you think, okay? Whatever. You just feel free. But I got a name. Throw it out there. Let me know, and I'll go last. All right. So Donald Trump. I mean, if we're thinking about voting.
No.
That's it. Just one word.
Yeah.
He's still an ollie. He's got too much money.
It's not his first time in this rodeo. He does it as a publicity stunt. He's run before.
Yeah, but losing all the. I mean, I get it, but I'm just saying, losing all that shit for a publicity stunt. He's being
The
Well,
only thing I see
that
good,
Second Amendment too. Don't let them fool you.
the only thing I see good about him is I don't think he could be bought off. Other than that, I might even be wrong about that too.
Yeah, I know there's a bunch of questionable shit, but I just, all the candidates are out there talking all their bullshit, but I'm just, they're bashing the fuck out of him, and they're trying to fucking fuck with his money. You know what I mean? And to me, that kind of makes me think that he's the only one out there maybe even speaking the truth. Just because if it was a publicity stunt, this is costing him too much money than to be a publicity.
Yeah, well, he is speaking a lot of the truth. I'll give you that. But what he would do as president, I don't like that idea.
I don't know, man. I think if you want to bring jobs back in the United States, I'd say he's the only one. The rest of them are a bunch of workers.
Secretary of the Interior.
I mean, if you think about it, just look at the whole pool of people on the left and the right. Everybody is either some old ass frail motherfucker or they're just a vagina. Like, look at Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, a bunch of these guys. I mean, they might be well spoken and have good ideas and shit, but to me, they're kind of all pussies. Soft speaking, fucking Rand can get. But come on, Rand. I mean, seriously.
Rand, oh yeah, absolutely Rand.
I don't like Rand, man. I just don't. I like some of the shit he's saying, but he's.
I like his voting record. He's got an excellent record at being a doer and not just a talker.
That fool's getting a whole bunch of I don't know, brownie points, early ups, whatever, just because of his name. I mean, he hasn't. What has he done? What has he done himself? He's just another fucking senator, right? I mean,
oh shit! Well, he's one of the only senators to pull off a 2-day filibuster.
I mean, come on, though.
Oh, come on!
At this point, I mean, filibuster, cool, but really, I mean, I don't know. When you get to this stage of tyranny, like, if you're a good politician, shit should either be at the level of what is coming out of Trump's mouth, or your rhetoric should be stronger. You should be if you're gonna filibuster.
That's why Trump won't get elected.
But I'm saying, though, if you're going to do a filibuster, you do a fucking real filibuster. You stand up on there and you say, you know what, I'm going to tell you the truth about these motherfuckers. I don't got the whole picture, but you know what, I've been in here this long, and I got this inside information. These motherfuckers are actually doing this to the American people. Come in here, fucking black bag me, whatever.
Have you been to Rand Paul's senator site and listened to some of the speeches he gave in front of the Senate? Don't pay attention to his political stuff. Go look at what he did while he was in the Senate. He did a lot of what you're saying.
I'm just saying, you either got to be at Trump's level or you got to be a notch up. You cannot be sugarcoating shit, And I like I like a lot what Ted Cruz has to say and shit, but he's just like I look at him and I can picture him with long hair. Like, seriously, like a female. You know what I mean? Soft-spoken ass. He gets angry. It's like he's on his period. Like, I mean, I'm just saying.
But he was born in Canada, so I mean, I don't even know why he's running.
To me, it looks.
He's a dual citizen too, with Canada.
To me, it looks real bad when Bush was like the last most manly president there was. Chopping wood and shit, some cowboy shit.
Yeah, well, Putin's out there wrestling bears.
Yeah, but he's not our president. That's the problem.
He's trying to be. He may be.
Dude, I don't fall for that boogeyman stuff. I think the only reason that Russia might even be appearing aggressive because they're backed into a corner. If you look at where we are on the map, them motherfuckers are surrounded. There's nowhere for them to go. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously nowhere to go, but Dude, it's almost like checkmate right now.
Why do they need to go anywhere? They just stay in their borders and they'll be.
Well, I mean, come on. Who brought down Ukraine? We did that shit. They didn't do that shit.
Well, let's put it this way: they're one of the few countries in the world that's got nukes and weapons capable of penetrating our defense system.
And they're fucking Orthodox Christians. So that's why I'm not gonna follow for no fucking. They're not. You know, I'll put some. I'll hang out with some Orthodox Christians before I hang out with a bunch of born agains who think they're gonna fucking come back after they kill the world. You know what I mean?
Do what? Come back after you kill the world. Where do you? What Bible did you get that shit out of?
I'm just saying, fucking born agains are a little bit too eager to go to heaven. Okay? I think fucking Orthodox regular Christians are a little bit about living and fucking staying alive than a bunch of fucking radicals. That's why I didn't want fucking Romney to be president. He was fucking radical like that. When you want to sit here and say, oh, Russia and China is our greatest threat. Russia and China don't give a fuck. They're just trying to make money. I mean, if they appear aggressive, how could they not appear aggressive? Look at where we are on the map. We're on the doorstep on both sides.
Well, that's why our military needs more money because we're so small.
Yeah, but why would they downsize the military? I believe they feel like they got Russia and China in check. They ain't worried about anybody else. Everybody else could have nukes, but unless they have that delivery system like China and Russia have, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Putin, he rocked the boat a while back, but he probably saved a lot of people from getting involved and the U.S. from getting deeper by volunteering to take care of that problem in Syria. And that's kind of gone down the road, you know. He kept us from spending a couple of $1 billion in cruise missiles.
Not only that, though, he stated multiple times, and a bunch of the Russian leaders, yo, join us in on the fight on a radical Islam. He's like, we will eliminate them motherfuckers. You know, the U.S. don't want no part of it. We will team up. We will team up with the radical Muslims before we will team up with the Orthodox Christians of Russia.
Obama puts the O in idiot.
I mean, what is Chinese? Chinese are what? Hindu and Buddhist, right? Or is that Hindus, Indians, Buddhists, and what the fuck ever? Anyways, the goddamn Chinese religion is not radical either. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about what's real and what's not. A radical, for thousands of years, radical ass religion that is in the medieval, you know, in the medieval fucking time period. Here we are fucking turning men into women and fucking getting gay married, and you got ISIS out there in the medieval, you know, in medieval time, fucking around chopping people's heads off. We need to be medieval. What the fuck are we doing? We're over here fucking playing Fruit Loops, you know? It's just too much bullshit, man. The world is a lot smaller than it used to be. You know, I mean, how can you sit here and put up so much bullshit for so long? You know, I mean, somebody correct me.
Scared to do anything, bro. We talked about this many times. What I don't know what you expect from the American people to do.
Your mic's fucked. Mic's fucked.
Out of range or something.
Out of range, right here.
Something.
Fucking an inch from my fucking computer.
So he's got fried.
Yeah, your system's
There
trying.
he is, pooping rainbows out his ass.
Rainbows and unicorns.
My point is they've always tried to play Russia as like fucking heathens and fucking barbarians and shit like that. But the whole time, unless you fucking, I mean, we had to go way back, right? But for the whole time, Russia or the Soviet Union, before when it was Soviet Union, they've always still been Orthodox Christians, wrong or right? I mean, except
Wrong.
huh?
Wrong.
Well,
Except for the fucking
Communist government tried to
The
get
Bolsheviks were atheists. They
right.
they actually burned the churches in Russia.
well, what's the majority of the population?
The Chinese did the same thing with the Buddhists. They tried to get rid of them. The communists were the whole.
Communists don't like religion, right?
They used to didn't. Now Christianity is coming into China.
I don't know. I'm just saying the way I think of it now. I guess the leaders are still the same people or whatever, but I'm saying the people as a whole. You got them motherfuckers up there upholding Christian values. I mean, to me, like, we can't even fucking. How the fuck can we even talk shit about any other place when this is like
Everything's backwards now. You know, they're on the rise for freedom. We're going into communism.
exactly? I mean, this is the biggest illusion state ever. I mean, we have this fucking illusion of fucking freedom and this appearance that we're really free and everybody's running around with American flags, shouting out America and all that kind of shit. And really, we're fucking a tyrannical fucking just cesspool. It's fucking crazy, man.
Just get a kick out of that meme where they show all the military bases. They go, "How dare they put their country so close to our military bases?"
Yeah, freaking Putin even said he would find and fight communism anywhere in the world, including in America.
Now it's like hip to be a communist.
Well, if you're in the inner party.
I mean, dude, these motherfuckers are getting so radical that they're talking about digging up like Confederate fucking generals and all that kind of shit, and I don't know what they're gonna do with the bones and all that shit after they dig it up, but they're talking about unearthing fucking Confederate fucking graveyards and shit because it's a fact.
That's fucking insane, Joe.
They're going to dig up General Forrest and move him. They said the Memphis City Council voted to dig him up and move him.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Do you believe that crap?
That's bullshit.
Look, the thing is, nobody is doing nothing about it. When
How do we do something about it? How do we
motherfuckers need to get together? I mean, it don't even take that many fucking people. I mean, it really doesn't.
Wait a minute. Every time I run out in the street with my rifle, I'm the only one standing out there.
Now you're out there at midnight on your gravel road.
Damn it, Dave.
Yeah, well, that's why I go back in the house. When you go out, that's how you know when it's not time to start. When you run out the road with your rifle and you're ready, and you're the only one out there, it's not time.
The only thing I can tell you guys is Outpost Tango, all is loyal.
She just flushed the toilet, sounds like.
Well, I'm saying, what I'm saying is, fuck, you can't even say it. I mean, I don't know. If anybody was waiting for a green light, they're like, fuck.
There's a local high school here that the name of it is General Forrest. And I'm wondering if they're going to...
If anybody oh no. Gee, your shit is fucked up.
Change your microphone back to whatever you had before.
If anybody thinks that it's fucking K to dig up any fucking body like that on some fucking disrespectful shit.
Well, they're going to build a Walmart.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear.
God fucking bless it. Been trying to sit here and talk to y'all for the last 20 fucking minutes. Listen, man. Listen. How many times do I gotta say? We don't have numbers to do shit.
Man,
No one's gonna leave their house. Let me finish. Y'all can hate me. Y'all can fucking say whatever y'all want. I said it before and I'll say it again. I've argued with Tony over this many times. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with what y'all saying. But what I'm saying is, like Dave just said, when he leaves his house with his rifle, he's the only one there. Everyone says we have numbers. We have numbers. The numbers are there. Where are the numbers? We can't fucking get along on fucking YouTube. And you expect these motherfuckers to join us? Ain't nobody gonna join us. Tony, we talked about this, bro. It ain't gonna happen. 9/11, the buildings fucking fell down. People were running fucking scared, fucking didn't know what to do. Ain't nobody gonna stick. And I asked the question, what would the American people do if fucking ISIS members joined together and fucking polluted our fucking cities? What do you think the Americans would do? Do you think A, they would fucking attack? Or B, do you think they would run away? I say they run away.
I want to use this for commenting purposes, or what somebody say the political jargon real quick. We're using this so for whatever. Can you guys see this?
Yeah,
I want to show you what we're up against. First of all, what the fuck is that royal scepter behind her fucking head, right?
I
yeah,
saw
I wondered
that.
about that too.
I saw that. It's ridiculous.
Right? And these are the people who aren't even putting it to a vote with the people of the state or city or county. Nothing. It's not up for a vote. It's a bunch of fucking dumb fucks with this bitch right here with their couple $1,000 ensemble on. And you know, just looking at her and that scepter behind her is so fucking ridiculous. It's crazy. But when you listen to this bitch talk about what she says and how she fakes this, and it gets incredible how supposedly personal she takes the Confederate flag. So let's listen in.
King, my friend, Reverend Neil.
Here we go. Hold on, let me back up just a little bit. Here she goes. She's turning on the waterworks real quick.
Found
Oh, Lord.
my friend John King, my friend Reverend Neil. I cannot believe that we do not have the heart in this body to do something meaningful, such as take a symbol of hate.
All right, I've heard enough. You
No. Hold on. No, I want people to listen to this actress. This little acting part is not that long. It's only about 20 seconds or something where she acts, where she fucking gets her little fucking crocodile tears going, and is yelling and acting like you know it's the flag's fault. Hold on, I want to point out one more thing too before I press play. So they signed this shit into law today, right? This bitch signed it 9 times or signed it 9 different ways or whatever. So she has 9 pens that she fucking signed this fucking bill into law today, and each one of the pens is going to the families of the slain. So I mean, dude, if you're not talking about fucking in your face, how about, I mean, I want to press play, but I just got too. I'm not. People are not mad. I mean, do you need to see this bitch with devil horns poking out of her fucking head? Do you need to see Obama with fucking? Do you need to have these people come in and say, "Hey, your wife's pussy looks real nice. Let me fucking have that shit." In fact, what am I saying? Let me have. Give me your wife's pussy right now. King shit. She's got the scepter right behind her fucking head. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take to make motherfuckers realize. We talked about it. We tell these motherfuckers and these fucking actresses up on these fucking podiums. I mean, I just got to play it. I mean, if you're not fucking mad, if you don't understand where this is going, you think that the king and his little minions back in the day, you think that all of a sudden out of nowhere they just started fucking people's wives. Remember, they'd get married and before the husband could even have his wife, on the first night the fucking king or one of his men, whatever, would come in and fuck the wife, right? And fuck the wife before the own husband could fuck the wife. You think that that shit happened overnight? You think that the king and all his men just started doing that shit overnight? Because they didn't. I mean, they were so far into tyranny that they probably declared it one night and then it was law the next day. But, you know what I mean? I mean, come on, people.
And if any of you vote to amend, you are ensuring that this flag will fly beyond Friday. And for the widow of Senator Pinckney and his 2 young daughters, that would be adding insult to injury. And I will not be a part of it. And for all of these reasons, I will not vote to amend this bill today. We may visit this another session, another year. But if we amend this bill, we are telling the people of Charleston we don't care about you.
Do you hear that? Lie.
We do not care that someone used this symbol of hate to slay 8 innocent people who were worshiping their God.
I thought it was 9. Was it 9?
You got to realize who pushed the agenda that they passed in the law. The mainstream media. That's what I was saying earlier.
No. The mainstream media is
They control the narrative. They
mainstream
control the
media
narrative.
is-
They're controlling the narrative right now.
Hey, I want to point out 2 things. The media is the fucking lube, okay? They're a bunch of dumb fucks. They're just dummies. They fucking, the government says squirrel and they fucking run after it. They don't even question it anymore, okay? They're the lube, okay? Second of all, did everybody hear that bitch right there say that those 8 lives didn't matter, right? She's crying and then she says those 8 lives didn't matter. Did somebody, anybody? I don't gotta rewind it.
No, I caught that. I caught that.
Okay, it says right here, 4-minute long soliloquy was met with a standing ovation in the State House and wide praise across, blah, blah, blah. A nation still grieving from the June 17th murders of 9 parishioners at the Black Charleston Church.
She ran out of ink pens.
No. The governor signed it 9 times and did what she was supposed to. This bitch, this is not the governor. This is some fucking representative. Some fucking rusty pussy nobody wants to fuck. Just dirty fucking ass fucking genital warts. Nobody wants this pussy, and she's up there talking, lying. She can't even get her fucking lie right. Is what I'm getting at. She can't even. She says 8. She's up there crying for these people that she don't even know the number of fucking people she's crying for.
Sad days ahead.
Somebody take this,
It's
man.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's all just part of a continuing psyop. Or either the people are just fucking, they have had too many drugs in their water supply or something. It's like we had we got the rebel flag thing going on here. And before that, I just YouTube talking about how many people are believing this flat Earth crap. It's like everybody's just going off the deep end.
See, I see the flag is important for the fact is they're trying to erase history. They're basically, I mean, can you imagine? People are so fucking stupid already that can you imagine that they won't even think it's possible to secede or to break away from fucking tyranny. There's not even a glimmer of hope because it's not even reality because it never happened because, you know, I mean, people don't even know. I mean, the only people, and there's a lot of people that fly the flag that don't even know. I mean, that's cool, I guess, but it's not as bad as these fake offended. I mean, this bitch, she starts out her thing crying, saying, "I am offended by the flag." Like, come the fuck on, bitch.
Let me do a quick shout out, Tony.
Fuck your life. Fuck your mother. Fuck your DNA. Go ahead, G. Take it, dude. I'm a
You
loser.
sure?
Bro.
No. I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead, brother.
No,
I
no,
didn't know
I'm
that you
good.
were on a rant.
I'm here. I just somebody else has got. Yeah, I'm gonna shout
It
out.
just, you know, let me say it real quick, Tony Town. I love you like a brother. You know how we do. But these motherfuckers just have no hearts. They got no fucking backbones. They got no fucking. It's just no heart, dude. I'm not trying to call anyone out. But, you know, this get together shit, man. Find me some real motherfuckers that got heart. Show me some motherfuckers that got a spine. I know who they are. But the problem is just not enough of us. It's not enough of us. And we are going to end up like a statistic. But you know what? We're getting to that point right now where we just don't give a fuck. But I just want to see heart. I want to see with passion. I want to see motherfuckers like you're saying that fucking care. Motherfuckers don't care. Motherfuckers are burning the flag, dude, and just fucking. Yeah, you don't want me to. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, first of all, shout outs to brothers, brother Lewis, brother Don, brother Jimmy. Thanks for coming on with us, brother Davey boy. We got East Texas Outlaws, Barry Wood, Political Incorrect out there in here, John Grayson, SDP. Good to see you out there, brother. Brother Mule, what's up, brother Mule? If you're not busy, come on in, brother. Fuzz T Fork 8. Good evening, sir. Let's see. Given Iceless. HDP, I see you out there, brother. They shut you down, man. I feel you, man. Ever since Tony and I did that one fucking chat, they fucking shut me down. Tactical Terror 702. You do the links. I'm doing shout outs.
Well, everybody
I've had enough. Fucking my boy. 10 rounds. Someone do me a favor and try to get 10 round in here because 10 rounds in took him to an empty room, and he was right, dude, because I tried it on my phone, and the bitch takes you to an empty room.
Me too. That's where it took me too.
Philos 4R, what's going on? Let's see. If any of the Dragon Boys are out there and you guys want to come in, come on in. Quasar, I sent you a link, brother. And Militaristics. And that's about it, brother. Let me get Quasar back in. Q, look at your messages, bro. I sent you and Smurf a link at 10 o'clock.
I'm telling you right now, I don't think people realize.
Someone help me get 10 round in. Sorry.
It's a assault all the way around. You got that shit. I mean, it's funny because just for the fact that I'm American and like the history of this country and everything like that, that's why this shit is offending me. And you know, it's people say distraction or whatever. This kind of shit is. Yeah, it might be some shit. You might be right, but not totally, because you're talking about doing away with history, regardless of, you know. I mean, it's bad enough that they halfway tell history as it is. They don't even tell it right as it is. But then you're gonna fucking erase it.
I bet if they would have asked that woman 6 months ago what she thought about the Confederate flag, she'd have probably said, well, that's part of our Southern heritage. I don't know.
Yeah, now it's racist.
Right.
I mean, I talked about it one time when I was on here, dude, because we're a liberal city out here. When I first got stationed in Norfolk, I was in Virginia Beach, and I seen a bunch of, you know, redneck dudes driving down the beach with fucking flying big ass Confederate flags out of the back of their big ass truck, and I was like, coming from here and being programmed like we were and shit, thinking to myself, yeah, that was racist. But now that, like, I've been around the world, I lived all over the fucking place, I've grown up, I've actually taken the time and fucking pick up a history book and read something instead of just take what's given to me, you know. I know that that's all bullshit, you know. But, you know, people hate to be wrong, you know. They hate to be they hate to find out that they're wrong because, you know, most people don't have no character and they're not going to be like, hey, you know what, I was wrong and I accept that this is the actual fucking truth and that isn't racist, you know? But, you know, people are not fucking on Earth. Crazy part.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, the crazy part is like people are either drugged the fuck out or they're not on enough drugs, it seems like.
Just we gotta get the backbones, man. We gotta get the fucking backbones, man. It's just a shame that, like you said, we just sit back and we watch all this shit. You know, it's just, I would be locked up, dude, if I see a motherfucker burn that shit in front of me. Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody fucking cares, dude.
I mean, it's like the leftists are so destructive, like just socially, and then the right, or whatever you want to call it, is just so pussified and they're just pushovers, you know?
You know,
They don't stand up. Go ahead, sorry.
I wonder if the kids nowadays are still saying the Pledge of Allegiance in grade school. Because I remember for years and years and years, they, you know, every morning when you started school, you'd say the Pledge of Allegiance. And you hardly ever hear that anymore.
I'll have to ask my son. He's not here today, but I'll ask him.
Yeah,
Thank you, everybody, all the 30 viewers who came out and listened to our crazy asses. We appreciate it. What's up, Brother Nugs? Welcome, Dave.
What's going on?
Same old shit, baby. Trying to keep above water. Brother JJ, welcome, Dave.
Thanks, guys.
Hey.
Let's keep this motherfucker rolling. It's gonna be a long night.
Anybody who just got in on here wanna chime in on our topic we started out with, which was the crashes yesterday? I mean, any of them, but specifically, I guess, the New York Stock Exchange. Where you guys at with that?
What market?
You just said before, I think they stopped the trading because it had some relationship with what was going on with the Chinese stock market.
Yeah, I just think it's all manipulated anyway. The numbers mean absolutely jack shit.
Hey, I got a really unique idea for this group, and probably nobody has even mentioned it yet. Is it just possible that it could have been a computer glitch and they were telling the truth?
Actually, yeah.
Nah.
I ain't buying it.
Yeah, because they said, I mean, if you read the story, I believe it went down like 2 or 3 times. Like, it went down the night before, they fixed it. It went down again for like 30 minutes or something. They were good to go, and then all of a sudden, right on like at like 12 or something, it was down all of a sudden for a block of time. Something like that. I read the story, and I know it went down like the night before, and then they had it up and running, and they were good. Almost like they tested it the night before, and then ran the real thing the next day.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that I've been, you know, I was talking with Smurf earlier. He noticed this, that, like, if you watch the night trading going on, the futures, they're pumping a shit ton of money in there at night to pump it up, and when the day comes, it drops. I think they're just trying to hold it up. It's just a fucking house of cards.
Yeah, is the dollar bill gaining in value against all the other countries? Now, how the heck are they doing that when our printing press has been running full speed?
My thing is, I think of it this way: if they're doing all this shit that's going on, it can't be like High Desert Center saying too many coincidences. You know, they always. It's weird. It's like the government and the military and shit is redundant, right? So they always run the play mission first, and then all of a sudden the real thing either goes on while the training mission is going on, or it goes down flawless the next day, like they called it. You know.
We put all our eggs in the technology basket, and it's gonna bust.
See, I don't know. I don't know. I think only because the government's gonna fuck with it.
And who runs the government? The bankers? The Rothschilds?
I'm convinced of that totally now. With a lot of like, as shit comes more out, like what? There's like 4 or 5 banks that run the whole world, and they all own like 4 or 5 of the top oil companies.
It is the bankers, and they have minions that work for them too.
Just like
collaborators.
ISIS and ISIL, you know, you hear Obama. Well, we don't know how to deal with them.
Dude, that shit is us. That shit is us. A fucking McCain had his arm around them motherfuckers. What, 2 years ago?
Yeah, but wait a minute. Where are they getting their money?
From us.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We said we need bombs to blow them up and stuff. I said, why not just cut off their money? Find out who's giving them the money and shoot that person.
It's on record that they're getting their money through Saudi Arabia.
Well, let's shoot to blow up the Saudi Arabia.
That's our peoples, though. That is our people.
Yeah, we can take their oil and say, I say let's just take over Saudi Arabia and take their oil.
No, we've always since what, the 40s or the 50s, the 40s or some shit, been friends with them. All the Bushes have been friends with them since way back in the day.
It was, let's see,
business family.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the family that went over to Saudi. See, they were just a bunch of camel jockeys over to our American. I think it was Esso at the time.
Yeah, we made them rich because they weren't. I mean, you know.
Yeah, we said, oh, we drill. Oh, you've got oil. Here, let me give you a little bit of money so you can buy new saddles for your camel, and we'll take your oil. And then finally the Saudis got wise to how much that oil they were taking and said, hey, we're taking it back.
I don't know. Somebody needs to slap a map up on the wall and figure out what is going on, because you could look at it. You know, we're friends with all the with all the Sunnis, right? I think it's the Sunnis. We're friends with all the Sunnis, right? And all the Shiites or whatever. What is Iran? Shiite?
I don't remember. I have to look it up.
I believe so, and Saudi Arabia's Sunni. So we're friends with all the Sunni Arab nations. We supply all of them, and then it's weird. It's almost like we have like our own little whole Muslim army, but it's like a version of our Muslims. And the Muslims that are in defiance and blowing up shit are just like the other team. It's like the AFC versus the NFC or something.
Look, somebody in the chat room had the same problem I had when I killed a goat. It looked like PETA flagged his hunting videos. Don't feel alone, man. Don't feel alone there, Sonoran Desert Prepper. When I chopped the goat's head off and kicked it around the floor, they got mad about that too. I said it was good. I mean, I even named the goat Barbecue and made several videos about him growing up.
Shoot T.S. Wood a link, so because we're all the racists. I'm just gonna post an open link. I'm gonna try. So take it as it is. There's only like one spot anyway, so get it as you get it. And let's see if this works. So there's room for 1, maybe 2.
Maybe what's that chick with the chicken booty?
But see, we're not gonna fuck the Saudis because that's our people. You know what is ISIS? ISIS is
The Saudis are part of the international clique of these
bankers.
Bankers and capitalists. There's a few hundred of them.
High Desert, get your ass in here so you can school motherfuckers.
They are some pretty smart people because they took that oil money and put it in gold and all like that. They're sitting on tons, most of the world's gold.
I'm just saying, if they can use ISIS to go in and destabilize the other whatever minority Muslim population or majority, I don't know what the ratio is on Sunni and Shiite, but if they can, it seems like that's their excuse. Because everybody who we're fucking with is the opposite of the Sunni motherfuckers, right?
It really has nothing to do with Sunni and Shiite. It has to do with radical Muslimhood and regular Muslims. And the radical Muslims are funded through Saudi Arabia.
Which happen to be Sunni.
You're right.
And I mean, my point is though, we're not attacking any Sunni nations. We are not. Wrong or right?
Well, I mean, I guess Turkey would be the largest one, and they're in NATO. So, I mean, it's just because there's no Sunni nations stepping out of line. If they stepped out of line, of course they would go after them. Let them go try to make their own currency and get away from the IMF. Still invade them tomorrow.
You're saying the Sunni nations, for the most part, are all they're on board. So that's basically.
Well, what's Iran? I mean, I'm not familiar with Islam very much.
I'll do it right now. We'll pull up the.
Iran, one of the reasons they're such a big enemy is they're not under the control of the IMF or the central banks.
Yep.
Same thing with Syria, Lebanon, Libya was that way. They actually set up a central bank before Gaddafi was even killed, before he was captured and killed.
Okay, so here you go.
It really comes back to this banking crap every time.
You got
Well, that and a secret class of fucking elite that want to take over the world. I mean, Albert Pike, 1887, the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agentur of the Illuminati. Between the political Zionist and the leaders of the Islamic world, the war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionist and political Zionism, the State of Israel, mutually destroy each other. They were writing about this in 1880s.
That Albert Pike letter was a proven forgery.
It's not out of the Pike. It's out of the Morals and Dogma book. It's not forgery.
I mean, in that area, okay, in that area, I'm looking at the map. I'm looking at the diagram. Every large Shiite majority, all of it, we are at war with. All the Sunni majority places we're all friends with. On this map right here. So you got Syria, which we're trying to get rid of that motherfucker. Iraq, you know, we stay fucking shit up over there. Iran is like 90 to 95% Shiite. Azerbaijan, or however the fuck you say that, Azerbaijan. Kuwait looks like to be predominantly Shiite, and Yemen. So pretty much all those places, with the exception, I believe, of Kuwait, we're not in there fucking around. Or no, that's Bahrain. Is that Bahrain? Bahrain is, well, Kuwait and Bahrain are predominantly, I guess. Anyways, we're friends with everybody else. Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Oman, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Turkey, and yeah, all those places we're friends with. So is that because we already conquered all those places, basically, or we already destabilized those places, and what we already
invested in those places?
Welcome to the chat, huh?
Hey, bro, what's up, y'all? What's up,
Well, can you all
everybody?
hear me? Can you hear me, Tim?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, having some audio issues.
Hey, IHOP, I figured you'd be at that gay bar tonight.
No, I have a girlfriend now, man, and it looks
All right,
like
let's
it's
get
working
back to topic.
out.
Let's get back to topic. Y'all can do that side shit later.
Yeah,
Stick on fucking topic. I
exactly.
don't give a fuck about your girl, what gay bar you're at. Keep that shit on a private chat. This is
Put it
business.
on the chat, Dave. Shit.
Y'all two can start up a private chat. This is fucking business. Capiche?
Exactly.
Capiche?
Capiche.
All right then. Let's move on.
Amen.
There's a lot of money being pumped to the Clintons through Saudi Arabia, and you know they're all about women's rights, but yet the poor women over there don't have any rights. But that's a big money laundry over there. There's a lot of money being hid in and out of there by the banks.
So it's almost like the middle or the Mid East is like it's like a dumping ground. It's just a excuse to like spend money and roll technology out and fucking move parts around. It doesn't seem like it. I mean, obviously it just doesn't seem like it wants to be settled. You know, needs or wants to be settled. But it's a reason for us to stay over there, definitely, I think.
New World Order, man. Order out of chaos. Order out of chaos. They got to cause the chaos so they can bring in the order. They want to make everybody miserable so they can offer the solution. They're going to do it all in every one of those countries in Europe, every one of those countries in the Arab world, and they're going to bring it here, man.
If you think about it, that's the only place they can kind of get away with that shit because the rest of the world is like civilized and fucking, you know, we got infrastructure and, you know what I mean? The world, it's 2015. The Middle East, you know, is still fucking what it's always been, you know?
A shithole.
Exactly. So,
Well,
I mean,
most of Europe is a shithole too. Also, I just want to add that in there. Yeah, I mean, most of Europe is poor.
The Middle East, they're going to fight forever no matter what.
Yeah, it's the only place you could get away with fucking suicide bombing in a fucking big ass city every day.
They're going to fight forever. There's nothing ever going to change them.
Well, I know they threw a blanket over all the news coming out of Yemen because I bet they pounded that place. Because you know Saudis just, man, they're what, the number one munitions purchaser on the market now, and you know they pumped us.
They've been waiting to use that shit. All that shit we've been giving them.
Because nothing's said about what happened in Yemen now. You know the overthrow and just bits and pieces. It's not on the front page anymore.
Actually, you have to look for that information, and it usually comes from foreign sources. You're right.
All I know is people should be more on their tippy toes more than ever. To me, I can't, you know, I can't stress to people enough, like with the whole Jade Helm thing coming up, I can't stress enough to people, like, you know, how, like, for the military to be operating, before even Jade Helm even kicks off, they're already operating in cities all around, you know what I mean? They're on fucking regular ass freeways, driving through, flying fucking above like it's a goddamn Super Bowl and shit, doing a Super Bowl flyover. They're doing all this shit and it's not even Jade Helm, but you got people that I've heard, like, so-called, you know, I was in fucking special commandos for fucking 20, 25 years, and we've done exercises like this before, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't know. I said it before. You don't even have to have been in the military. All you had to do is just be out of this country. There ain't nothing outside of this country that looks like this country. So for them to be training anywhere off base amongst the people or whatever, to be prepared to go over somewhere else or whatever is total bullshit. We have facilities for that. I mean, we got lots of facilities for that. Lots of land bases and.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know why, you know, if it is a secret, why are we telling, you know, why are we broadcasting to our enemies what the hell we're doing? You know, because, I mean, this could be something very, very, very serious, you know.
That's what I was talking about earlier. I let my imagination run wild, and I'll think the worst of my government rather than be naive, because these motherfuckers are capable of anything. I mean, they're capable of shipping motherfuckers off at night on trains and putting your ass in a fucking big ass hole that they dug in the fucking ground in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's where I got that. My imagination was running wild, basically. I was thinking, why, you know, on YouTube, why are we telling our enemies everything we have, what we do, you know? I just don't think it's right in one aspect. In another aspect, we should know, as taxpayers and stuff, you know, what we have and what's going on. Because, I mean, I could keep it
You can't have both. You cannot have. You can't let all of us know everything we have, and then the enemies not know it, unless you want to be a closed society.
Or how about fucking tell everybody you're gonna roll a fucking exercise out or whatever, and you're really gonna do what you're gonna do in the middle of the night, but at the same time, before Jade Helm even hit, which is still today's what, the 9th, so we're not even to Jade Helm yet, and I'm saying before Jade Helm even start, maybe 5, 6, however long ago they announced it, as soon as they started announcing it, or is it? As soon as they announced it, that's when you started seeing the uptick in military, you know, shit. All the fucking troop movements and all that shit. They're saying that it's only like 1,200 1,200 men, soldiers, whatever, total combined, whatever motherfuckers that they're going to be involved in this exercise. So you're telling me damn near every fucking state has seen all these pieces moving, all this kind of shit like that, and it's only 1,200 fucking people between however many states. It's all bullshit. They've been getting ready to do whatever the fuck they're gonna do, and in the meantime, all the headlines, all the liberties they've been stripping, it could be a test. It could be like, well, let's do this and see if they flip out. Let's do this and see if they flip out. Let's let them fucking burn down the city or whatever. Let's see how far they'll take it, and then we'll pretend to step in or whatever and act like we care. Like, they did a bunch of shit to test us to see if we would resist and fight back, and we didn't. So now Jade Helm's here on its way, and they can roll some shit out, and people could do YouTube videos the next day how they heard gunshots all night, but they couldn't tell where they were coming from, and they wondered what it was, and there was no news covering it because there was a news fucking blackout, or news was not allowed to cover it or whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's so easy for them to manipulate and control media.
Yeah,
and that's,
sure is.
That's our way to get everything out, is media.
Well, I mean, they've told us everything that's going on, man. If you look back a few years ago, what did they do? They called this a battlefield. They labeled the entire continent of the United States a battlefield. Not just that, you know, a little bit later, you know, they passed all the laws and made it legal for them to do all these things. They got away with posse comitatus. No more posse comitatus, so they can run around up and down the streets policing and you know, acting like criminals and having mock machine gun fights. You know, And then what was the latest thing? They got rid of the laws that protected the American people from being subjected to propaganda. So now the CIA and the Pentagon can attack us with propaganda. The propagandist's purpose is to make one set of people forget the certain other sets of people are human. Aldous Huxley.
Yep.
What I could see them pull out of something like that is one of the units that was involved in the exercise tried to go through an area, and they were held up by a group of men that claimed to be blah, 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 in which a gunfight ensued. And these people were all wore this militia label. And then they get another woman like the one that was on the video earlier up there boo-hooing about it. Oh, we've got to take all this and take that, and no, you can't do this. And now I could see something like that happening.
Hey, and I'm glad that you said that, because I almost forgot. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight. Can anybody believe that that fucking letter or whatever that came out where that dude was saying that he had an FBI contact going out to all militia, 3%ers, and oath keepers to be on the lookout for terrorists over the 4th of July?
That's
right.
That's crazy.
That's fucking insane. But the crazy part is directly correlated parallel stories along with it the whole time was that the FBI and all the fucking alphabet agencies were on high alert for an attack during the 4th of July. So no attack happened for the 4th of July. So these fools came out with a statement today saying in 4 weeks leading up to, they busted 10 terrorists up to the 4th of July, and that's why nothing happened. But my point is that what is this fucking willingness to cooperate with a bunch of oath breakers to be on the lookout for fucking boogeymen? You know what I mean? Like, it was weird for that video, for that message, for that shit to come out directly along with the FBI. It was almost like the FBI had put the fucking warning out and the fake warning itself saying, I'm so-and-so, part of such and such, and you know, be on the lookout for terrorists. You know, I don't know. It's just funny business with the whole, like, naming patriots, 3%ers, and oath keepers. Anybody?
I thought it was to everybody. I didn't know it was specifically to them, but I didn't really read the letter, so I can't comment on that.
I made a statement about that the other night, Tony. I said if you're crazy enough and they tell you to go meet up with them, whatever you do, don't carry your best shit. Carry your single barrel 12 gauge and a box of shells, because if they're gonna take your stuff from you, you don't want to give up your best stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that whole thing about the FBI meeting with militia is a bunch of horse shit.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna happen.
Well, I know for years my father-in-law was with the militia in Heber Springs, and he would go down and work with the Border Patrol, and they would actually work with them to catch the illegals. So he would go down there once a year in the summertime. You know, so
I can imagine it happening at the southern border. Yeah, and it being realistic. You know what I mean? It makes sense. That does make sense. But for them to put out like a national call, I mean, it's so funny that even patriots, 3%ers, anybody like that would be willing to work with law enforcement or anything like that. I mean, I guess I don't know. I just see the shit that they do. I mean, they were against us at Bundy Ranch, right? I mean, the whole immigration thing, the whole reason why it's not being enforced is because the feds are getting the fuck away and letting everybody come through, more or less. So, I mean, that would pit them against the southern militias, at least the ones on the border. So I don't know. To me, it's all fucking funny. It don't make a lot of sense. Just like that that illegal that shot that chick up in San Francisco. You know whose gun that was, right?
No.
The gun that illegal found in San Francisco. He found the gun and shot that lady.
It turned out it was a Fed's gun.
Yeah, but what federal agency? First, I heard one agency, and then I read the story out of I think it was the AP or whatever, and the legit. But guess what agency, what handgun it was? Supposedly, it was a BLM. It's a fucking stolen BLM agent's handgun. And it's a 45. It was a 45.
Ooh. Ow.
Not good.
I mean,
Not only
I
the
don't-
part.
it just gets to the point to where what do you say when they? I mean, it's almost like, do they need the devil horns on their heads? I mean, is that? And then people would be like, oh shit, now it's time to put my fighting face on.
Exactly.
People just don't want to understand that they're merging us with Canada and Mexico. They're dissolving the borders. There's a reason they haven't secured the border.
True, they've been trying that since 1944, apparently.
No, they haven't been trying it. They've done it. It's done. Period. Lock, stock, and barrel. On paper, there is no border.
Yeah, so what's to stop anybody from coming in here and doing whatever the fuck they want anyways?
Well, they are. I mean, what the fuck? How many articles has there been in the last 6 months of the Mexican military, not the Mexican cartels, coming across the border and doing patrols and you know, whatever they want, basically.
So I think the worst part about it is we already got all our jobs, we got all that shit sold out, but people are willing to actually literally let the physical land that we're standing on be sold out. Not just the jobs and that kind of shit that through time could be replaced, but they actually want to forfeit the land that we are standing on because of their fucking fucked up brains that they think we owe them something, or they're just conspiring, or whatever the fucking reason is. They're literally willing to give the fucking ground that we are standing on away to motherfuckers.
They're not willing. They've done it, man. I mean, the UN Agenda 21. They've already done it through treaty. I mean, yes, I argue that it's all null and void because we have a constitution that says anything that abridges the Constitution is null and void. But the fact of the matter remains is the UN, these bankers, these elite politicians, they've done it. On paper, through treaty, you know, through fraud, they've done it. I mean, they've taken over. Period. I'm a little annoyed that people still want to argue semantics. I mean,
hey, I'll back up. I'll double down on your Agenda 21 shit. And nobody even knows. Was it yesterday or the day before Obama signed that fucking housing, or it was either Supreme Court or Obama fucking whatever. Their urban housing development, whatever. The fucking.
he wants to put flower pots on roofs or some shit. I don't know.
They want to be able to control the ratios of who lives in what neighborhoods. Like if your neighborhood is too white.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Like what is it called? It's not. Is it gentrification? It's not gentrification.
It's kind of like desegregation.
It's called
multiculturalism.
Anyway,
they got a term for it though. It's like sustainable something or another.
There's some legal beagle bullshit in there, but that basically gives the right to the housing of urban development, HUD, whatever the fuck they stand for. It gives them the right to basically say, and I don't know, it sounds like Agenda 21, fucking controlling who lives where and by what.
Diversity, is that what you're talking about?
some crazy shit. He signed it like yesterday or the day before. Dude, I got so much shit that I don't even know, dude. I got so much shit.
I think I'm a part of that program, to be honest with you.
The fact of the matter is they're implementing all those laws. Codex Alimentarius, the war on vitamins, the war on the Second Amendment, the UN Small Arms Treaty. All these things are being implemented covertly. They're just changing the names and trying to use propaganda and mind control to manipulate the people into accepting it. But all of the fact of the matter is it all has to do with world government. That's what all this is about, the elimination of probably around 6.8 billion people on this planet and the establishment of a world government, one world currency, one world religion, and that's it. I mean, that's the end goal right there. We should be arguing about how we're going to resist it, not about what they're doing, because we know what they're doing. We know what the goal is.
They're going to blow us all up here in the Bible Belt, I'm sure.
Here you go.
There's no way we'll go with all that stuff.
Okay, today HUD Secretary, this was yesterday, announced the finalization of Obama administration's affirmatively furthering fair housing rule. So it's the AFFHR. AFFH for short, they call it. So, in fact, it gives the federal government a lever to re-engineer nearly every American neighborhood, imposing a preferred racial and ethnic composition, densifying housing, transportation, and business development in suburb and city alike, and weakening or casting aside the authority of local governments over core responsibilities from zoning to transportation to education. Not only the policy, but the political implications are immense at the presidential And basically, the government just got the fucking go-ahead to overrule anything that the fucking city, county wants to fucking, anything with transportation, housing, urban development, and just gives them more control. But, I mean, yeah, what can we do, and is anybody down to get an old school dragon chat? I mean, is anybody willing to walk out on that ledge? Because that's what we're talking about. Anybody want to offer up a suggestion? I'm all ears. I mean, I got suggestions.
Prepare for battle's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, you mentioned something about they're moving that radiological test group or whatever to Alabama. Well, then a couple years ago, remember they had a nuclear bomb supposedly that disappeared and was headed towards Charleston or something. So I don't know if I want to live in Charleston right now.
This one here, that's for the new Obama rule, the one I just put in. I'm gonna drop this. Other one is gonna be for that mobile radiological or nuclear. I can't even say it right.
I don't know, it just makes me wonder when they had that those nukes go missing, and then there was that earthquake, a small earthquake that happened out in the ocean too, right about that time. Kind of an unusual event.
There was a thermal nuke that was jettisoned from a B-52 outside of Charleston, landed in the swamp. They never found that sucker.
There you go. Here's this. It's the EPA that is moving this for whatever reasons. So the EPA is they got nuclear safety advocates, blah blah blah. Anyways, it's they're moving a mobile radiation detection laboratory station in Las Vegas. It's been here for like 15 years or longer, some shit. And they're moving it from Vegas to Alabama, and they're doing it as early as Friday. It says losing the lab, they say, could leave Nevada more vulnerable to nuclear accident or active terrorism. A claim the EPA denies, obviously. But they've been on the campus of UNLV, and they are going to, says they're relocating to Alabama. Talking about they're leaving the whole fucking West Coast, but they're moving to Montgomery.
Well, I know exactly what caused that. Some politician wanted a special deal to get some money for their state in Alabama. In order to get their vote, they had to make a special deal to move something to get some money and some jobs in a local area. That's politics right there.
Isn't that crazy though? I mean,
they waste money all the time like
hey
that.
Lewis, ain't that crazy? Ain't that something?
Yeah, I was just glad they got that chemical weapons incinerator out of here. They moved it out west somewhere.
Hey, but check it out. Out of anywhere they can move it, they're moving it to Alabama. But it's weird because they just now started secretly moving, what do you call it, waste, high grade, or not high grade, mid grade waste or whatever, to Yucca Mountain. They weren't even supposed to do that shit, and no matter what, they ended up, I guess, this year they're supposed to start it, or they started last year.
Well, it doesn't sound like a big secret.
You got to put that garbage somewhere.
It is a secret. I mean, the politicians here were trying to play pretend and say they were going to lay in front of the trucks and everything like that, but they don't even know where the trucks are coming in. Everything's secret about it. So, yeah, they're dumping it here. But isn't it weird that unit would be moved when they're opening up this? They're basically opening up that what is that, repository? I don't know what they call it anymore.
Where is that radio whatever unit moving to?
Oh, that's moving to Alabama, the unit.
Yeah.
But not the waste. The waste is still coming here to southern Nevada is my point. Not to mention they dropped that fake fucking nuke yesterday.
That's what I was going to say. Didn't they just fly one in on y'all yesterday out of a new upgraded one or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and that they'd be moving that unit? I just got all scared today, man.
I just wonder if y'all are a primary target now that they're getting all their assets out of there.
Well, it's weird because there's some prophet or whatever, I guess, from back in the 80s or the 90s that said that we would open up relations. I think something like we would open up relations with Cuba again, and that we would be struck by a Russian nuke strike, and it was the West Coast, so it was like Los Angeles and Las Vegas were two prime targets for whatever reason was in his prediction. So, I don't know, man. I'm hoping I get some warning because I don't plan on being anywhere near here.
You would have about 8 minutes of warning if they launched from the Gulf of Mexico, and that's exactly where the Russian subs sit. So, I mean, if it comes to that scenario, we should all just bend over and kiss our asses goodbye because there ain't gonna be nothing left to live for. I don't really think they're going to go that route. If they do set a nuke off, they'll probably set a tactical nuke off, and then because we don't know the difference. If they set a tactical nuke off, you see a mushroom cloud, you're going to go, oh shit, nuke just went off, and that's all they need is a new false flag, a new 9/11 to rally the masses behind them, to get that patriotic fervor going, to go cause fight World War III with Russia and China.
Hey, what do you guys think about jumping in a manhole? Because I have a manhole that's like 20 feet away from my house, and I thought about that because we don't have basements here.
Yeah, if you got time to get there, that's probably that's a plan. But unfortunately, from the time the flash goes off,
you talking about the other? I thought he was talking about the other kind of manhole.
Yeah, if you see the flash, you're already too late.
Poop in there, so I might get like methane or something.
Yeah, but I want to check it out. Go investigate it and see what it's all about first. And if something does go off, if you get there before the shockwave, if you're far enough away not to get fried by the flash, then you might get a few seconds to get there before the ground shockwave comes and your house blows away.
Hey, here's that other story.
House blows away. I'm like,
Lincoln, there's another story with the moving that unit. It's funny because I got so many videos I could do just locally. It's just active out here. It's fucking scary.
Wow.
if they do that strike and what they refer to as scorched earth policy goes into effect, oh boy, that's the saddest times you can remember.
I just like to point out it for anybody out there, and you know, because everybody on the panel pretty much knows history, but Operation Northwoods, the Joint Chiefs of Staff in the military wanted to set a nuke off. Kennedy fired him because he wanted to and blame it on Cuba to justify an invasion.
Yeah.
So if people think that our government, or you know, and that was in the 50s when patriotism was at a height.
Yeah.
They will set nukes off. They will do that to create a false flag event to justify more invasions, more war, more death.
Hey, but you know what? I'm telling you this right now. right when we were at Bundy Ranch, and right before we went over, and that shit could have gone bad. I mean, it was all sticky. It was just a sticky situation. But right before we went over there, they did a prayer, and I swear to God, I got part of it on video. Try to find it if anybody wants to see it, but there was like fucking, I don't even remember, a whole bunch of flying V's of geese out in the middle of the desert. Yeah, the river's right over there, I guess, but still, right as he was like saying amen, whole bunch of like fucking flying V's of geese went over the whole crowd. And then we went over there, and that shit was all bad. I'm telling you right now, if there was ever a situation where it was all bad, I mean, dude, it was all bad, and nothing happened. I mean,
I've read reports also that if it would have went bad, that they planned on just pulling back and then drone striking.
I know, but my point is yeah, we could get nuked and everything like that, but at that point, if it gets to that level, or if it's like, at that point, it's out of our control, really, because it's up to madmen, you know what I mean? So it's up to God and madmen, and I don't think God will let a madman destroy everybody. I mean, if God was going to destroy everybody, I get it, but you're going to let a madman destroy society, or civilization? I don't know.
No, I mean, you're right, dude. But it's a group of madmen, and nobody knows who they are. We know it's 5%. 5% of the wealthiest people in the world have all the wealth. They have 98% of the wealth of humanity. The 1% within that 5% have everything. Their wealth is like the Rothschilds. Everybody throws the Rothschilds out there. You can't look up their wealth. If you try to find out their family's wealth, you will never find out the true worth of their whole family. It's untold amounts.
I'm saying at that point, though, God knows who it is. I mean, I can't. I mean, I don't want to go into religion, but at that point, at least I gotta have enough faith to know that, shit, if I can't control some fucking wacko pressing a button, then it's got to be up to God. I mean, that day, one of those fucking nutty ass fucking pigs on the other side could have did something stupid, just because the fact that, maybe a lot of them see themselves as Americans, or I don't know how they see themselves, but I know a lot of them see themselves above us or whatever, and thinking, those motherfuckers are criminals, or like any other criminal that ever had a gun in his hand and I was around. Like, I bet you they were wanting to smoke us, dude. They were up in the mountain with fucking rifles pointed right at us. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is at that point, all I could think to myself with, when they did a prayer, the geese flew over in the flying V's and nobody died that day. I gotta believe that there's I have that kind of faith that some madman's not gonna just be able to fucking get away with killing all of us. Tactical nuke, okay, because that's scary and that fucks up everything. Right on, but not end of the civil, not scorched earth.
I think they got the feeling that if they would have fired on you guys like us would have flocked there from all over the country, and the revolution probably would have started right there.
There's the madman. There he is. He's ready to push the button.
I don't even think that Patriots would have necessarily went there. I think they would have fought them where they found them. I think it would have went like wildfire.
It's possible.
Here. I don't think they would have had to go anywhere. I think local, they would have seen it local pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, the funny thing is if you've been paying attention to that, they're going after him. It's just a matter of time. They're all over it.
You guys know what the next step is, right? You're going to see checkpoints. You're going to start seeing little groups of military hanging out on the side of the road, little SWAT teams, and then they'll slowly start merging it into where they're stopping people, and then you got to go through a checkpoint, yada, yada, yada. That's coming. That will be the next thing. The TSA announced it 10 years ago. They will be on the streets screwing with people.
Vehicle surge.
So it'll be like driving on base. They pull over like car number 7 and then search them and then let them go if everything's cool, you know. So
The rise of the Fourth Reich.
That's how it is driving on base.
Oh, we brought all those Nazis here and the communists because we wanted their scientists. No, it's because the fucking elite that ran this country were communist and fascist.
Anybody wanna open up a spot for Mule if you're not? Anybody who's not engaged right now is kind of just.
I'm gonna drop off, man. I gotta work in the morning anyway.
All right, bro.
Take care, bro.
You guys.
Appreciate it, bro.
See you later, man.
We got Mule out there, so I want to make sure I got a spot open for him. I got HCP out there, so.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the time myself. It's getting that time for me too. So, y'all have a good one.
All right, Dave. Goodbye, man.
Yeah, you heard you say.
I got about 30 more minutes or 40
We'll
minutes.
see you, Dr. Dave.
You be glowing in the dark out there in Vegas, you know.
Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off too, guys. You guys have a good evening.
Golly, man, JJ.
All right, JJ.
We'll see you, JJ.
Have a good night, guys.
Dropping like flies.
Trying to open it up and everybody start dropping it out. But I mean, if you're engaged in the conversation, it's all good, you know.
Oh, I hear
I
you,
just needed
man.
like 1 or 2 spots so I can make sure I can get Mule in there.
Hey, y'all
Yeah.
keep kicking up sparks. Got me thinking, you know. It makes trust go out the window. I mean, you got a government that don't trust you. Are you supposed to turn around and trust them?
If you know history, you don't.
Yeah, you can't trust these motherfuckers. It's weird too because I was gonna bring something up before I talk about the not trust motherfuckers. But anybody here heard a story or anything going around that remember all the militia motherfuckers that got picked up in the 90s and shit? Everybody's getting out now.
No, but what's going on with the bikers? Have we heard anything on the bikers?
No.
They're all still in jail?
I think Mule knows probably the most about that.
Well, where's he at? Get in here, Mule. But no, I didn't know that, Tony. I did not know that.
Yeah, there's a story out there that somebody's saying, I guess, part of the reason for the reinsurgence or whatever of the militias and being bigger, badder, and bigger than ever or whatever is I guess all the old school guys are out of prison and shit for all the bullshit they got held up on.
Huh.
That's what I'm hearing.
Well, and you know, I heard about them, the Jade Helm, them FEMA people going and knocking on doors and stuff. You know, maybe they're going after the illegals. You know, maybe they're trying to find out who all the illegals are. You know,
Nah, they don't give a fuck about that.
well,
Dude,
there
they
was a
just-
video, and if you look at, there was a video with a map of where all the majority of the illegals are, and it
You do
matched
realize
Jade
this
Helm
brings-
perfectly.
You
I
do
don't know.
realize, hey buddy, what's up everybody? You
What
do
up?
realize the Supreme Court just handed down a ruling that you can't check IDs and shit for people to. All you need for an ID, you can't check their citizenship to vote anymore. You only as long as they have a driver's license, they're going to be able to vote. right? So they ain't looking for illegals. The fucking Democrat, I mean, fucking even Chris Matthews said it, right? The fucking Republicans like the cheap labor, and the Democrats like the votes. Ain't nobody chasing fucking illegals, dude.
Yeah, I just
Nobody knocking
saw
on door giving two shits
video
about the
on that.
illegals.
It's more than that, though. They know that they're going to use them for a political tool. They know they'll be able to vote communist and democratic and help further their agenda. And it's about bringing them into the country because they want to merge Canada with Mexico, Mexico with us.
Well, no, they just like cheap labor, dude. They want us to be like China, right? They want us to be like Vietnam. They want us to be like with all these fucking trading partners where those people earn 5 cents a fucking hour, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. It's all a means to an end.
And you really think our money's going to hold any value when they raise the minimum wage to $35 a fucking hour or whatever the ridiculous shit they're talking about?
The whole like border thing, that whole thing reminds me of the fucking, what was it, Tammany Hall, all that shit. It reminds me of the exact same shit.
Well, dude, the whole country, like we were talking out in the, I can't read the chat room now that I'm on here, right? But we've been talking about that in the chat room all damn night, how fucking corrupt this goddamn country's gotten, and they've basically taken all these corrupt areas, right? The East Coast, here, Chicago, Illinois. I mean, look at it. The fucking president's from Chicago, and half his cronies are, right? They know corruption deep. They understand the game better than any of us do, right?
Yeah.
And those are the ones that are controlling the fucking nation out of Washington, right? Are these corrupt fucking scumbags who, you know, it's just ridiculous. But that's what we have now. And then you hear the people talking about Trump. You guys were talking about Trump earlier. And you don't understand how corrupt that motherfucker is. Okay? Trump may be saying shit people want to hear, and I agree with some of what he says, but Trump had to kiss the ring of the 5 families to do fucking construction in New York City to get shit done. His daddy had to, too. This motherfucker's got so many ties into the mob that he can't ever hold an elected office. Believe it.
Yeah. Hey, Bill, before you got into it, we were talking about the bikers.
Like that, though. They're not going to get him on nothing like that. They're going to get him on this fucking Mexican bullshit and all
Nah,
this.
dude, the Mexican bullshit. Well, that's why he's saying it, dude, because he knows better than anybody, right? His bid for presidency is to vent his spleen, right? Because he knows he's going to be listened to, right? He's got enough money where even if they're going to ridicule him, they're still going to fucking listen to him, right? Hillary, one of the first things she starts talking about is fucking Trump, right?
I think honestly, I'm thinking he's more legitimate than anything, only for the fact that.
Oh fuck no, dude! You can go read some old gangster.
I know, but you think that he's willing to take a hit on all this shit?
I think he don't give a fuck. He knows they can't fuck with him. He knows he's not going to be president, so he's going to be willing to speak the fucking truth. Because anybody who's really wants to be president
Are you saying he's Ross Perot in it? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying he don't give a fuck. Why do you think he don't give a fuck about the right or the left? He's just going to speak his fucking mind because he understands, as well as most people do, that shit's gone crazy.
Yeah, but he's not stupid either. So if he didn't just be an asshole like that, that's a dickhead move. And that's
no. Who else is going to start these conversations? Who else is going to talk about the same shit that he's going to talk about? Who's going to bring up the fact that sanctuary cities and the border and everybody's just scared of the fucking illegal aliens? Look at what the fucking Republicans are doing. They want illegal aliens in just as much as the fucking Democrats do for different reasons.
That's right. That's right.
Nobody's going to talk shit about them, right? No, I mean these fucking Republicans. This is again. We've said it here, and we were talking about it in the chat room, and, you know, the fucking ballot box is useless at this point. That's what. Why do you think Trump's saying it? Because he knows it just as well as anybody else.
Yeah.
He knows that the fucking ballot box is useless. They're going to put in whoever the fuck they want. Yeah. But he wants to at least vent his spleen. He wants to do what we do.
So we're going. I was opening up some spots so you could get in here because we're going old school with this shit. I don't know where G went. What the fuck are we? What are we doing, man? What are we doing?
What do we do? People, look, dude, you
I
already
mean,
know
we
my
know what the
flag. Yeah.
country's doing, but what are we doing? What are we doing?
What,
Not
we and the dragon?
just
We're
saying.
gonna.
No, I just mean this movement.
This
This
ain't no fucking movement. Here's the thing, Tony. There ain't no fucking movement. What it's gonna take is somebody's gonna get pissed off to start doing the whacking, right? Because it's down. It's to where the same thing we've been saying for years, dude. We just haven't reached that point yet where somebody's boiled over. And if they have, they've been keeping it fucking quiet.
Tony,
Right?
you know why George Washington hated the militia but loved them? It's because they wouldn't always show up for battle and actually fight. If they showed up for battle and seen that the field it wasn't a good day to die for them, they'd walk off the battlefield. And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a bunch of little subgroups, you know, cleaning out their local area of tyrants. And
Well, let's put it this way: we all remember.
Bigger.
Quays, I don't mean to jump over you.
Go
Sorry.
ahead, man.
But we all remember what happened in Vegas last year, right? After the Bundy, right? With those fucking, everybody calls them the two knuckleheads. Tony, you know as well as I do, right?
Yeah.
So, guess what? That's what's going to happen, right? There's going to be people who get fed up and they're going to whack whoever they need to whack, right? For some reason, those two cops were on those two people's list. So they got whacked, right? Well, somebody has a list, whoever, right? Whatever, and they're going to pull something that's going to be called a terrorist act. Why do you think they keep pre-blaming the militia? Because the fucking government's waiting for it too.
And it's pissing them off that we don't have a leader. They hate that. Believe me, they want a leader so they can co-opt them, do their co-intel, and, you know, control and all that shit. The fact that the militia movement is we're an idea. That's all we are. We're fighting for an idea of liberty. So we don't need a leader, and that actually makes us stronger because they don't know who the hell to attack.
It also doesn't give us a forward direction, right? To where we would have. And I agree. I don't want somebody to rally around. It's going to happen organically, and when it does, it's going to be fucking ugly.
See, but
right?
you know what?
If it gets the chance to. Because if we end up in World War III, right, we're all going to stop talking our shit, and everybody's going to get jingoistic and fucking start rallying around the flag. And don't think they're not counting on it. That's why they're practicing dropping nukes, which they haven't done in fucking years, in Nevada now. Right? Because they know there's going to be a war. They're trying to set their ducks in a fucking row. So when it starts up, they're going to kickstart the old patriotism bullshit, right? And say, everybody rally around the flag. We got to beat these dirty Russians and Chinese, right? And the fucking Chinese, they shut down their goddamn stock market. What the fuck do you think is going to be next? They're like, our economy's going to shit. That's done. So what happens when countries do that? What's the easiest way to build an economy, to boost an economy, anything like that? We've been doing it for 50 fucking years. Continuous war. So you don't think we're not going to step into another one if it doesn't blow up here first? And if it doesn't blow up here first, it's not going to blow up here because everybody's going to get the fucking patriot bug and rally around America #1, our homeland. You know, and we're going to forget about our fucking freedoms and we're going to give up more. We gave up our freedoms for the fucking bullshit in New York. We gave them up, handed them over. Here you go. And we ain't got none of them fucking back yet, right? And the last few we have left, we're going to hand over the second that shit sparks off, unless something happens here first.
Yeah, but check this out. You know, I think of it like this. I heard somebody like talking shit one time about how the whole Bundy Ranch thing went down and how it was disorganized, this, that, and the other. You know, I think that was the furthest thing from the truth. I think, like, it was a Quasar just saying, I think it's better that there's no leaders now, right? We were talking about earlier, you know, there's chatter or whatever, a story out there that says all the old school militia leaders that got rounded up in the 90s are finally getting out or been out, and basically they can't even be part of the modern day militias because they're all fucking felons, but they're more or less advisors or whatever. And anyways, you know, being an idea or being a movement like it is now, to where there was motherfuckers, it was real ragtag shit, and everybody just came together. You know what I mean? Yeah, we weren't ready to go fucking head you know, guerrilla tactics or anything like that or something like that, but we were all fucking standing on the line toe to toe in defiance at the very least for a bunch of motherfuckers that never met before then. You know,
Y'all had numbers too, and a lot of numbers.
and we didn't even know each other before that day. So I mean, I look at that for people being as scary as they are and worried about who's a cop and if they're gonna get set up. I mean, everybody who showed up there and linked up went out on a ledge together that day.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Yes. Everybody. I mean,
Even
even.
I got pissed.
But. And that's the thing. We have, there's spots that it's been close, right? But they're able to keep us divided continuously, divided, and they will bring up everything to keep us divided. Why do you think the federal government believes the 3% movement, whatever it is, right? The Tea Party, the 3%ers, people like us that fly a Gadsden, or the people that don't fly Gadsden, that ain't saying shit, right? That are doing nothing but stocking up on ammo and chemicals, right? Why do they call us fucking, we're the biggest threat in America? Because they understand it. We are the biggest threat in America, and they keep pushing it because they want to bring it to a head so they can slam it like they did after Oklahoma City. I guarantee you they're setting somebody up for another OK City as we speak, because that's the only way they're going to be able to have some kind of cover to go snatch up people like you, me, and everybody else on this panel. Anybody else who speaks out. And we're the dumbasses, because the smart ones are the ones that stay fucking quiet.
On the other hand, it's time to speak out. I've been quiet for years, and now is the time to speak out and scream at the top of your lungs.
Yeah, but Quays, that's the thing. No, 5 years ago it was time to speak out. 10 years ago it was time to speak out. When the fucking Patriot Act came out, it was time to speak out. Now it's time. The soapbox, the ballot box are all done. It's cartridge box time now.
Well,
right? And nobody wants to fucking hear that, but that's the truth. And you hear smart people letting out the right kind of information in dribs and drabs under cover of other shit, but the information is being passed out how to get this thing done. Right? And we have to take pages from the people we were fighting against in Afghanistan, pages from the people we were fighting against all over the world the past 50 years. You don't show up in uniform, you show up in your street clothes, take your pot shots and go. Blend back into the populace, right? Because that's the only way we're going to take it down. And start doing assassinations, right? So that's what's going to happen, because you have to take out this oligarchy of a government. You leave one in there, it's going to grow like a fucking cancer, like sourdough bread. And shit, I can link shit to a dozen chats we had on Dragon saying the same shit. Ain't nothing changed. It's just gone on longer, and it's become more exposed, and more people are hopefully seeing it. But who knows? There's more than enough people willing to play ostrich, or willing to just, I got my new smartphone. Oh, I got a 25-cent raise an hour. Oh, I got a car payment due. Oh, I'm on vacation. I don't want to think about it. They're distracted with their lives, and then they have shit like the fucking Dixie flag to worry about, to distract them to any kind of angst they would have towards their government. They're now dumping into that racist flag, or, being happy and joyous that, mortal sins are now accepted, and I'm okay with most of it, because it's America, as long as you ain't fucking hurting nobody, whatever. But we're distracted, dude, and we're going to be distracted all the way till either we're in a new war, like I said, and we rally around our government, because that's what we'll do if somebody attacks us or we end up in a war, right? And especially if it's against one of the biggies like Russia or China, then it's not like, oh, this is an unjust war, we're picking on a little country. And believe that fucking the Russian economy is shitty right now. Look at China. I mean, come on. They shut down their fucking stock market and attacked ours, right? So all the bullshit they're going to try and say that it was just a glitch. Oh, what a convenient glitch. The United Airways, the government gets hacked again. United Airways, DC goes dark for a bit, right? The NYSEG gets fucking hacked, and so does the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, okay. And the Chinese have whole fucking divisions just dealing with stealing our info and hacking these computers. And they just stole a bunch of classified passwords and shit from, fucking government files.
Wonderful.
See, that's where people who have brains like or think like me or whatever, where you can start connecting dots and you start seeing those dots connect more and more rapidly, and everybody starts to talk bullshit. What is it? Fear mongering, fear porn, all this shit, and it's like, nah, man, you just don't want to see the dots connecting anymore. Everybody's overwhelmed with it.
Well, Bill Clinton told China our nuclear technology. I remember reading that back in the 90s.
Yeah.
More so than
what was that dude's name?
He
Joe?
gave them all the missile technology.
Yeah. So
they were 40 years behind us in the 90s with missile tech, and he caught them up.
Yeah, so, the American people have already been sold down the fucking river. We just don't want to accept it, and we don't want to accept, that's the funniest thing about this whole debate on slavery, right? We're having the slavery debate 150-something years fucking later, right, again, and people are bitching about American slavery when we're all fucking slaves anyway. Right?
My grandma picked cotton, damn it. She was a slave, basically.
Well, no. First of all, everybody in this room, whether it's your hair, even whatever your family did, you're not fucking responsible for, right? So the shit that happened during the Civil War, nobody living is fucking responsible for, right? Let's just start from that fucking premise, because that's the goddamn truth, right? But they keep wanting to talk about it. Why? Because they don't want people to realize they're slaves now. You're a fucking slave now. Try and grow your own food on your front fucking yard. In most places in America, that shit ain't happening. Try walking down the road without fucking having to prove who you are if a cop asks you. Try traveling in a vehicle, which you have the right to travel, right? But it's a privilege to drive a car.
Try owning some property and not paying a tax on it.
Yeah. Try and tell me what's fucking free here. What's free? And even the fucking stupid people who are on fucking welfare generationally, they're not free. They've given up everything for that fucking under $1,000 a month. Right? They've given up all their fucking rights. They get told what to do. They're kept in fucking ghettos. They eat shitty food. They're fucking sent to crappy schools so that way they don't think about the slavery they're in bondage to with fucking welfare and shit like that. So please, people they want to be distracted because they don't want to realize it's like being in the fucking Matrix, and we're the few that woke up and pulled the plug from behind our heads.
Well, that's the thing,
talk
man.
about it and see it.
That's the thing, Mule. You can go back 50, 60 years and look at the scientific research that these cocksuckers have been doing on us. I mean, they've literally figured out ways to engineer us and steer us through chemicals, through fucking poisons, through fucking water fluoridation. It's endless and endless.
I mean, the mass propaganda machine called the television, that fucking... Why do you think I showed Watch It Now? And I was like, yeah, everybody's got to go watch that fucking old John Carpenter movie. What the hell was it? They Live, right? Why? Because it's a metaphor. What they've done to us, right? They direct us through propaganda and advertising and television shows on how to think, what to buy, who to be. We're fucking enslaved to that thing, too. And only though, again, you have to unplug, right? And what does unplug mean? The first thing you got to unplug is that fucking television.
Yeah.
Detox your ass from it. Go start trying to learn some truth. And the first place to learn the truth is in those old libraries, in those old hard copy books that you actually picked up. There's real truth in there. There's real lies in them too, but there's real truth. Right? Not going to be altered truth that's been altered. It's been altered by some editor along the way, but not like it is with Wikipedia or whatever, where people change shit on a whim, reinterpret shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm on welfare now, and I'm handcuffed to the fucking government, and I live in a brand new home in the hood, and I'm fixing to move, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
getting
but
the fuck out of here.
the second you go to break that chain, right? I mean, at one point, welfare wasn't a chain. At one point, welfare was a help. It isn't any longer. The second you break that chain, you're going to be in deeper poverty than you are in now, and the struggle is going to be 10 times harder. Now, is it worth it to pull yourself out of the struggle completely? Yes, but most people are not willing to do that. And when your neighbors see that happen, right, they go, fuck that, I ain't doing it. Right? The second I get a job, they cut all my bennies and everything, so now I'm going to have to, I'm going to have nothing again. Yeah,
Well,
what the hell
and
do you
that's just it, man. The system's designed it to where, because of the deindustrialization, that those people can't get out of those slumps anymore. They can't dig their way out of that fucking hole. There's no fucking way. They can work 3 fucking jobs at fast food, and they're still going to be struggling.
Right.
It's because and it goes back to the money, the fucking bankers, the money changers.
Well, who was it? Me and Reb were talking the other night, right? The other day. And we were talking about, everybody remembers the Bay Bridge, right? They just rebuilt basically the Bay Bridge, built a new one, whatever, right next to it in California. And most people don't realize that every single fucking nut and bolt and piece of steel and that piece of shit came from fucking China. And they floated the bigger sections over in fucking, like, boats.
Amen.
And they had to have the fucking Chinese put it together, right? Bullshit. But that was the state of California saying, fuck you to the rest of America. And why? Because because China was saying, we're going to cut our own throat and make it cheaper for you. We're going to make it cheaper for you to float it across the fucking ocean than it is to drive it across the country.
Yep. Amen. I know.
Why? Because their labor's slave labor, right? A welder in fucking China is making, what, $2 a fucking day? A welder in California is making $68 an hour minimum? But that welder in California, that $68 can actually, I mean, when you start disseminating that through people using it by buying homes, by buying food, clothes, and entertainment, that all that money goes right back into the community in America, right? But even at $2 a day in fucking China, all that money went to China, and it's never fucking coming back here, except to buy more of our country and our leaders and all the rest of that shit. The only problem is now they're fucking broke. But that makes people violent when they start getting broke, right? Why do you think the welfare system is so overtaxed as it is? Because they're willing to throw this fucking fiat currency at people and let them buy crap basically on credit, right? Because hungry people are violent. Especially, and they don't want that.
Well, and they're scared of that also. They know what's going to happen when they get 340 million Americans pissed off because the feds decide, or the Federal Reserve decides to go in their bank account and take their 401k and their pensions.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it's going to happen. And for anybody that doesn't think it's not going to, just look at Iceland or Greece. And then
hold on. Fucking Iceland's reason why we get no news out of Iceland is because Iceland took care of their problems.
But they still, at the beginning, they still went after it, but it took the people to stand up to them and say, fuck you, get out of our country, and arrest those cocksuckers.
And that's what they did.
Exactly. But my point is that the IMF does this to all these countries. The IMF and the World Bank, this is the plan. This is the New World Order. Order out of chaos. They have to take everything so they can create a new currency.
Yeah, well, I don't know anybody who's, anyway, I won't even get into that kind of crap. But if you're in a bank, whatever. If you haven't ever heard of a credit union, at least you got a better chance with that shit. Especially the smaller town credit unions where it's basically just the people in your town in that bank, in that credit union. Worst come to worst, you guys will all be bartering through it. So...
Oh, is that what you're getting at?
Hey.
Being a part of the credit union.
I'm poor. I got silver.
Hey, I'm even poorer. I got lead and steel. But I bet my lead and steel will get your silver if it's needed.
Probably.
Not from
Shit.
you, but you know what I'm
You
saying.
might get some gold, actually.
But do you
Yeah.
see how many
Duct tape. I bet that'll get me some silver.
The point being, well,
if
and
you
see,
have
this is
a
what
can
I
of
was
corn?
this is the kind of point I was trying to make earlier in the chat room, right? Is we don't need fucking numbers, right? I was hearing G and I agree with him on some of it, not on the fucking numbers thing. What we need is the fucking will to do shit, right? We
Yep.
need the fucking will to do shit. We don't need the fucking numbers. Because look at the fucking homosexual agenda. Look at the fucking gays with this gay marriage shit. Worldwide, the fucking homosexual population by biology is only 3%. Right? But these motherfuckers are getting countries to turn over their fucking moral stance they once took to try and appease them and shut them up and stand up for some principle, but also because they're afraid. Everybody in America is a victim these days, and the louder the fucking victim, the more people throw shit at them.
It's just another aspect of social engineering that these cocksuckers are, putting on us, man. And that's all it is. You said it earlier. It's just another form of division.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all designed to keep us from talking about how do we, defend our families in times of crisis, or how do we address the fact that we have criminals running our governments. It's funny that all these so-called Western free nations are now basically full despotic fucking tyrannical democracies. All of them. Spain, France, England, us.
Yep.
You fucking
Ireland.
name. The only goddamn free nations that I see in the world right now is probably Russia and Iran.
Wow. Yeah, maybe Russia. You might have it, and even then, but Iran, fuck no. The only free nation I see right now, and it's a fucking failed nation state, right? But is fucking where's Mogadishu? The fuck. See, that's the problem with getting stoned while I talk. Not Sierra Leone. What the hell's the name of that other one next door? Is it Sierra Leone?
Well, the reason I say Iran is because the fact that they have, one of the strongest economies over there, and they're actually, educating their populace and putting efforts into social stability, although they are run by the Ayatollah and a religious hegemony, but they're a lot freer than most of them.
In that region, sure. But they're not as free as they once were when they when they elected a fucking leader and the CIA took them out and installed the Shah. And they aren't as free as they were under the Shah even. But they've just so disassociated from us, I can see the appeal. But yeah, it's still not good. Otherwise, their people would have overthrown their fucking religious government, because it is tyrannical and it throws people in fucking prison for everything. I mean,
but they're not as bad as Saudi Arabia. That's the thing. The most violent nation over there is Saudi Arabia, our ally.
I'm sick of the choice, the fucked up choices we got with they're not as bad, or I should vote for this guy who's we get the choice between fucking Jeb Bush. Let's say voting mattered, right? And we got the two Bush and Clinton up again, and it's like, I'm going to pick the lesser of two evils. No, fuck that. We have to stop picking evil, right? If they're the not as bad regime and they're still a bad regime, it needs to go, right? Because that's been the argument here in the United States for so long. Well, it may be bad here, but it's worse other places. What kind of fucking argument is that? How about we do shit that makes the whole fucking place better? We give freedom to the whole world. We spread what we were supposed to spread. That fucking American ideal, right? Of all men being created equal, all men having an equal say, keep religion out of fucking government, and keep government out of fucking religion, right? And every man is responsible for his own shit.
And keep
as long as you ain't hurting nobody else, you're good to go.
Amen. And
that's what should be spread around the fucking world, not the bullshit that's been going on, because it only makes the fucking the people in power stay in power.
Well, and you know voting's rigged when Jeb Bush is leading in the polls for the Republicans, you know. I mean, come on. Everybody knows about 9/11 and shit and what Bush did. There's no fucking way he's leading in the polls.
Yeah, but what kind of numbers are he polling in a field of 100 fucking dudes? Did he get like 1%? You know?
Yeah, it was
1% of the
like
people actually
15.
said they knew his name. Fuck them. They're all fuck. It's all bullshit. First of all, we know voting sucks, and here we are wasting brain power on it 18 months out. Right?
Does no
It's all
good.
a fucking distraction. Why should anybody give a fuck who's saying what right now in the political sphere when they're going to do whatever the fuck they want for the next 18 months? There's no elections that matter between now and then. None. And if November was supposed to be big over the fucking Senate or the House, right, they'd already be fucking campaigning on it. No, they're distracting everybody with 18 months out with presidential bullshit. And it really is. It's bullshit. It's 18 months away. You think fucking any of these, we don't even know who's going to be up in 18 months.
Yeah, Obama came out of nowhere, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, you know, here we are talking about, oh, it's going to, you know, we need to talk about Trump, or we need to talk about Bush, or we need to talk about Clinton, or we need to talk about Webb, or we need to talk about Bernie Sanders, or we need to talk about whoever. You know, it's fucking 18 months away. You know how much shit can happen in between then? And I guarantee, my bet's still on the fucking table.
Hey, my vote's
Been
on
there for
Trump.
years now. We ain't making it to 16.
Right now, my money's on Trump, man. I'm playing like roulette, okay? And I'm moving my money to the next guy who fucking, you know. I mean, I know they're just saying what we want them to say or hear, you know. But come on, man. Somebody's got to say it. If somebody can say that all Mexicans are racists or what, rapists.
Yeah, but Trump was in charge. He would do more background checks, and he supported the assault weapons ban. So, I mean,
I'm just gonna. Yeah. Yule's right though. Trump is a fucking dirty mobster criminal, man. He's been fucking doing dirty back deal criminal deals for 25 years. He's against guns. He's against
all the Mexicans
a
back
lot
to
of freedom
Mexico.
shit,
I'll turn in my guns, okay? He said.
no, that ain't gonna fucking.
I won't need if he sends all the Mexicans back to Mexico. I won't need guns no more, okay?
I'd rather.
You know what?
I say open up Ellis Island and we'll solve that problem.
Here's the deal, right? We're gonna be talking bullshit about Trump while our bank accounts are sucked dry by the fucking Fed, right? And we're gonna be distracted with shit because, dude, it's fucking 18 months out. You know what I'm saying? I'm more interested in
talk about this motherfucker than that bitch. I still haven't. Dude, I haven't uttered her name barely at all, and I'm not.
You know what I'd rather talk about, Tony? That fucked up shit that happened in your state. The shit that's going on in your state with the BLM, right? With the fucking, with the military dropping fucking practice nukes.
Yeah, you hear about that?
They haven't done it in fucking
They
years.
dropped a practice nuke here in Nevada. Yeah, like yesterday or the day before. The story came out, at least. I'm not sure the date.
Or I want to hear more about BLM fucking overstepping their bounds again in fucking Mesquite, where they kicked everybody off the land. They closed it down to public usage, sold it off to some fucking energy company so they can frack in the Nevada desert or some shit, mine, frack, whatever the fuck they're doing. You know, but instead they're distracting us again with fucking Trump and fucking flags and fucking whatever, right?
Hey, Bill, do you have an update on them bikers, man? I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, people are getting cut loose, and they're waiting for their day in court because there's a whole ass ton of lawsuits against that. And it's turning out that once the cops don't want the fucking truth to come out. Why? Because it's going to turn out the cops shot first. That it's all been a fucking setup.
Yep.
Okay, and when you start talking to people from fucking Waco that were Texas bikers that were there for the real reason they were there for, which was not a gang fucking setup. No, it was a political rally to talk about how they're working together as like a lobbying group. All bikers, Christians, outlaw, fucking old timers, new timers, fucking rice crotch rockets, heavy iron, whatever.
Yeah. Do you think it was a way to get some of the dirty cops out of there?
No, man. I think it was dirty cops doing that shit.
You know, like if they were in the biker gang, it was a way for them to get out. You know,
No,
they were getting too deep.
Unless they're the ones in the body bags, I'd say no.
It was just a thought I had. It was a thought I had.
No, I think it was more a setup that these cops are that the government keeps overstepping their bounds wherever they can, right? And they can do whatever the fuck they want against bikers. This one just got out of hand because there was too many civilian bikers there, right? This wasn't just the fucking outlaw clubs, This was the Shriners. You feel me? So this isn't just, this is Riders of the Sun, right? Some Christian groups and shit. This is hog riders. They overstep. They fucking didn't realize who they were fucking with. They weren't fucking with just the bikers. They weren't taking on the Mongols. They weren't taking on the Angels. They weren't taking on the fucking Vagos or the goddamn outlaws, right? No. Right? That's what they thought they were doing. And when they do that, when they just hit the bikers, it's a page 5 story. Unless it's a slow news day.
Yeah.
Right? Why? Because they hate bikers. They hate criminals, right? And part of the reason why they hate criminals is because they hate competition. Right? And also because somebody who steps into the realm of crime has already understood that the law is nothing but fucking words on paper. Everything is backed up by a gun. So if you're willing to break the stupid shit they put on paper and you got a gun, you're the freest motherfucker in America. Because that's all the bullshit we talk about, it's all fucking words on paper. The only way they back up the words on paper is with a gun. That's one of the reasons why they want ours. Because if we ain't got no guns, then we can't back up our ire.
What do we do as the mouthpiece for fucking the Patriot community, or one of the mouthpieces for the Patriot community? What do we do, or what solutions can we offer to the people out there listening? All 29 still holding on strong at 10 West Coast time.
Well, from my perspective, and mine alone, Mule, Team 66, right? I will tell you, break every fucking law you can, anytime you can, as long as it doesn't hurt you. Break it all, because every time you break one, you're a tiny bit more free. And the more you realize what freedom really is, the more you will enjoy the fucking taste of it and see what we live in for what it is. A fucking prison that they tell you every single fucking thing what to do. If you come to, here's the deal, okay? There's this fucking light in my town that I watch everybody and I'll blow through it all the time. It's over an outer light by the Walmart, right, in my town. And it's now, to get a better tax break, Walmart moved its ass outside of town, right, to get a better tax break from their original building. So now they're outside of town. They have a stoplight there because they're expecting everybody to build up everything around it. They haven't. The economy went to shit. It's the only fucking thing out there. But there's still that 4-way fucking stoplight, right? People sit there for sometimes 10 minutes at a fucking red light in the middle of the night.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Now, to me, a stoplight means to stop to let the traffic through, just like a fucking stop sign, right? So I burn through stop signs all the time. I do California stops, right, where I cruise, I look, and if I don't see anybody coming, I'm going, right? Same thing with that fucking stoplight. Being I can see on all 4 sides, I can see there's nobody around. So that stoplight, I will pause there and go. Why? Because like a stop sign, it told me to stop, I did, and I went. Right? But I'll see people sit there for fucking 20 minutes, 10 minutes, literally, because it's a long-ass light. And they sit there and wait for it to go around all 4 sides, right, till they'll go. Middle of the fucking night. And they'll watch me blow it. And I'll watch in my rear view, and they never fucking move until that light turns green.
Well, maybe they're breaking the law.
I don't give a fuck.
Maybe
Why?
they got
Because most
20
of my life.
kilos of cocaine in their trunk.
So what do you think? Fucking helicopters are going to show up? No, they're just fucking programmed, dude. Just like everybody else, they're programmed. Right? You're programmed to follow the fucking rules, to listen to what they fucking tell you to do. Some
Yep.
of them are smart rules, right? They're common sense rules. I'm not going to blow through that fucking stoplight if there's traffic going across there, right? I'm not going to go around cars that are already stopped there to
Yeah.
blow through a light, right?
Right.
So there's common sense fucking rules that everybody follows anyway. And then there's the stupid shit they put on paper so they can fuck with you. Everything from fucking speeding tickets to weed. Look at Colorado, right? Colorado, they talk shit about the drug war on how we have to save teens from drugs, right? But it turns out not only over in Europe, but anywhere they legalize drugs, right? Being it's not taboo any longer, it loses its desire for the younger set.
Sure the fuck does.
So you want to drop, but the law says no, right? Until they change it. But again, if you can change something that you can't change real common sense laws, right? You can't really change it. It's a bad thing to murder somebody, but it's not always a bad thing to kill somebody. Right? So there's a difference. And that's a common thing, common law. You know, don't steal from your fucking neighbor unless if you know, don't steal from your neighbor. Common law. Don't steal other people's shit.
Unless he steals from you.
No, then you kill him and take all his shit as fucking your right because he stole from you.
Right, but with their laws on paper, we would end up in prison if we did that.
True. But there's so many laws on paper that you're going to end up in prison anyway, right? If they want to put you in there. What is it? The count at this point. The average American makes 7 felonies a day.
Holy shit.
And if you guys don't believe me, the 29 people or whatever that are hanging around, you can go look it up.
Wow. Damn, I'm trying to think about mine every day. I guess some people make up for it.
No, I mean, but if you do like I said, say you run a stop sign, right? You fucking you go too fast, right? Because if you're over 20 miles an hour at the speed limit, right, that's a felony.
Okay, well, there's one
right?
for me.
Say you share something that's copyrighted material, that's a felony. Say you watch a pirated movie or pirate a movie, that's a felony, right? Say you have copyrighted fucking music that you didn't pay for on any recorded device you have, that's a felony, right? I mean, and that's, you know, say you smoke weed, most states, that's a felony, right? Say you take too many or say you're over your prescription and pills and you're buying your Vicodin on the street, that's a felony, right?
Yep.
Cheat on your taxes, you know, I mean, you can go down the fucking list of shit, and then there's the shit you never know about. You're like, what the fuck? That's even a law?
Hey, the Shanghai composite's up 5% today. I think that's a sign that our market's fixing to go down. But then again, them bankers are licking their chops for the Dow 20K. I'm telling you.
I can't believe people aren't pulling their fucking money out like it's going out of style. Right? I'll be honest. I just can't. I don't. Whatever.
Because they have 401k plans and they can't pull it out unless their kids go to college.
Those 401ks and the mutual funds. I'm talking about even the bigger dudes, man. There should have been a bank run, something over that fucking whatever. I don't know. People are sheep. They just didn't. Most people don't even notice. Most people don't even see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I gotta go, guys.
I haven't looked at the PE ratios on all the companies to know if everything's overvaluated, so I'd have to do that to tell you. Yeah. But hey, you have a great night, Bill. I enjoyed talking to you, bro.
I enjoyed talking to you too, but the babies are waking up. Hey,
Okay.
Spappers,
Hey, it was,
good to see you, buddy.
yeah, good to see you too, Mule.
I didn't let you get a word in edgewise, but I'm
Oh,
kind of like that
I was
sometimes.
listening, laughing. Y'all driving nails all the way to the, yeah. Y'all hit a dead
Hey,
on target.
Sappers, I've been doing this a while, man. That's why I have zero fucks any left to give, except for my family, and those are the ones that are calling, and that's why I need to go. But hell, tell Tony and G I said thanks for the invite.
Okay, later, man.
Later.
Later, dude. Well, is anybody left up? Is anybody up?
I guess it's me and you do sound like Tony. Tony asked a question there, but it kindly got sidetracked.
Huh. Wow. Well, that got deep for a minute, didn't it? Wow. Woo. But I do agree with him. I have a feeling that, you know, if stuff does go down, then them rich people better hide because, you know, they will probably be taken out, you know. That's just my opinion, you know.
Yeah, well, you got rich people, and then you've got the mega rich, and the mega rich